Hello, everybody! Welcome to Wild Beyond the Witchlight. How are you all doing? You in the chat. Welcome to our chaotic D&D fam here on the Dicecream Twitch channel. So good to see you. Took a little bit of a break yesterday from our Beyond the Realms story. The lovely Saf Ramira had to go away on some business, so we took a little break from that stream, but bam, we are back, everybody, and shit is going to pop off real quick, because if anyone saw the clips I was posting from our games earlier, you know, this group is a very fiery bunch, and they kind of went from the frying pan into the big heaping fire of shit. I don't even know. I didn't even say the thing right. I don't care.
Bigger fire pan.
It is insanity. It's insanity. But yes, everybody, so good to see you. Thank you for stopping by and joining us for another glorious, crazy time here. But we're going to get started really quick. We got a couple quick announcements for you, and then we're going to dive right into the Feywild here. But first up, we got to shout them out. They're the great sponsors of the Dicecream Twitch channel, big supporters of independent D&D. You got your Crit Kit and C4 Labs, everybody. Crit Kit over here, an amazing dice supplier stationed over in the UK, recently launched their US store, everybody. For those of us in the West, now you can get your hand on some amazing collections of sharp edge dice, Witcher-themed dice, all sets for all different kinds. And those mailing times are going to be so much shorter now than they were before. We're back. Holy
shit, that was a crazy portal. Holy crap.
Even before I could even get the announcement that we have Dicecream themed trays available, you guys crashed the system. You just went all the way over to that website and just like your interest just made us crash there. So thank you out there. That's it. You broke the internet because you wanted to get your hands on some Swifty Dicecream themed from C4 Labs. As I was saying before, everybody, Dicecream themed trays are now available over at the C4Labs.Inc. website. They've been a big supporter of the show for a while now. Same with Crit Kit. And we've been working on these trays for a long time. And now all of you that have been asking me about these trays in my videos recently, where do I get them? Where can I find them? Ba-bam! There you go. Ba-bam. So head over to the C4 Labs website, scroll down at the bottom, and make sure to use code Dicecream15 to get some tasty discounts off of that tray or any product on the C4 Labs website. So thank you so much. Oh my God.
I'll be your hype man.
Why do you have to sound like a goddamn Satan with doing it? These deals are fucking reasons. Okay, so thank you, C4 Labs. Thank you, Crit Kit. We super, super appreciate it. And last but not least, a D&D in a castle, everybody. The amazing, extremely wild and wacky luxury getaway that myself, Quincy, Jackie, and Shays Aiden are going to be attending at the end of March. Great news. We have sold out our table, everybody. Our table is now officially sold out. We cannot thank D&D in a Castle and everyone who's going to be attending our table at our event. This is insane. So cool. We're super thankful for D&D Castle for bringing us all on board. And it's going to be an amazing time. Our table is going to be a stacked 7-player setting. And, oh man, the story that I have ready is going to be so much fun. So for anyone who may be watching this that is going to be there that weekend, we cannot wait to see you there. To the players who are joining our table, thank you so much for your interest. We cannot wait to show you an amazing story. And this will hopefully open up the door for more, not only D&D creators, but maybe some more TikTok people who want to get involved in D&D. Open the door and maybe we can get some more people to come out there. But yeah, guys, so thank you all for your interest, and hopefully we can do this again. But be on the lookout at the end of March. It's only a couple weeks away. All of us, I can guarantee you, will be posting tons of content, tons of videos all over our socials of the event. So stay tuned for all of that insaneness. And then I'm going to be in Europe for 2 weeks afterwards. I decided to kind of extend my stay. So I'm going to be around the UK, Germany, France, Netherlands. So if any D&D creators out there in Europe want to connect, make content, you know my DMs. Let's do this. If you got connections to Whale Comic-Con, help your boy out. It's sold out.
Whale
and there's
Comic-Con?
in Wales, there is an amazing Comic-Con for that weekend. It's like as big as San Diego. There's like, Andy Serkis is going to be there. Marvel actors are going to be there. Game of Thrones actors are going to be there. AEW wrestlers, like all the Doctor Who's. Yeah. So
Intriguing.
just saying, if anyone's got that hookup to Whale Comic-Con, let your boy know because I'll be free start of April. Yeah, maybe I can bring some friends over as well. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yes, everyone, thank you so much. That is the end of our shout-outs portion of the show. And of course, another tradition we do here on Wild Beyond the Witchlight is we like to catch up our audience on the insane antics of the Monarch 4, as they have dubbed themselves. That's edited and produced by the wonderful and amazing Jackie Elena Chan. So for those of you that missed out, here's our recap of our last session on Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Take it away, Jody Rose!
Last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
What the bloody hell was that?
My apologies.
Accompany them to where we're holding the Shadow Priest and the lieutenants. What can you do for us?
We have heard that there are many people that did not have the best of both worlds in any situation, and we are going to make a change for that. They're going to ask you to bend a knee to the current king. Please understand that my team and I will understand that what you're doing is not truthful, but to them it will appear so, and it must appear so.
See you in front of the king, then.
Abby, I'm sorry.
You killed someone. You didn't deserve death.
I wouldn't even say I gifted it, I kind of forced it upon him.
He deserved more than just death.
Cloud Recall looks back behind you guys. Okay, guys, today's the day, and
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
It's okay. We got it.
What say you, Shadow Priest? Cause a distraction. I believe your ride has arrived. So you see the rope going down. You see Morgort very high up top just goes, yoo-hoo! It's gonna be a while till we get to Bavlorna's cottage.
That's a natural one!
And as soon as you smack onto that ground, all of a sudden, all of the frogs just go, ribbit, 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 ribbit. You smack and hit your shoulder onto the balcony. Like, ribbit, 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 Your friend's hanging on ropes, like, shut him up, You get up, you step on a frog and slip and, fuck! And is everywhere. And there you go, everyone. You're now all caught up on the insanity that was, I think that last session might have been, literally, I say this sometimes, but like that was my favorite to date. The amount of twists and turns, the intrigue, the bullywog resistance coming in and clutch the plan to make good with the marrow and everything, the escape route, all of it. So much fun. But that was last time, and this is today. So why don't we all get ready, get your favorite drinks, get your favorite sets of dice, and let us, everybody, dive into tonight's session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Woohoo! As hands.
Yes, So, last we left off, the party, having just narrowly escaped the greedy clutches of King Gollop XIII, using the growing resistance building within the Bullywog Kingdom as a distraction, as a ways for the uprise to take place as you were dead set in a confrontation with the Shadow Priest, the leader of the Marrow tribe that had been residing in the waters of the Soggy Court, as the rest of the Bullywugs came to your aid with Clabberclaw leading the charge to be able to cause such confusion and disarray within the kingdom, as Morgort shifted over with the weather balloon, a rope drawn down that crashed through stained glass window atop of the gazebo for you to escape, get the F out of there, to lead you to your next destination, which is, of course, Bavlorna, one of the 3 leaders of the Hourglass Coven, the hag group that has taken over Prismere, this Feywild domain that used to be led by Zybilna, which is, of course, some of the reason why you are all here in the Feywild in the first place. A warlock hired you to find Zybilna, free her from wherever she is so that she can take over Prismere once again, leading it into the light and taken away from the dark. But as the weather balloon started drifting over towards the other parts of Hither, you asked Morgort to take a little bit of a detour as you went back towards the Herringong hideout on top of the massive tree stump that you had kind of taken care of from Agdon and all that. And you were trying to give Clabberclaw their old head back. But upon going over to the Herringong hideout, you noticed that the stump had completely been rotted away. And there was nobody left there. So at this point, you decided, head over to Bavlorna's, and let's see what we can do about where to find Zybilna. And upon getting over through the clouds and the mist over to the cottage where Bavlorna resides in, a rope was hung down and you began to descend. But unfortunately, some of you had a little bit of butterfingers, and a lot of you actually had trouble flying out of the weather balloon.
We did.
Some of you got out a little bit too hastily, didn't grab the rope properly, began to fell. Some of you were able to grab others and hang them on, but unfortunately for Quincy, was not able to grab hold and plummeted straight down from the weather balloon onto a balcony on the lower floor of Bavlorna's cottage. And as soon, Quincy, as you hit that balcony, you notice an array of small frogs that were positioned all along the banister of this balcony that were just scared senseless from your presence and all started croaking almost like a naturalistic alarm system. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. And that was where we left off. So with the rest of your party members trying to get themselves down this rope, Abby able to float down with their peacock, very colorful peacock wings floating down. Abby, you will reach the balcony first.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I want to do an Arcana check to see if there's like for some reason these things are magical and if there's like sending off an alert somewhere. That's okay.
Yeah. Use an Arcana. Do an Arcana check.
Is this the right dice? No. Sorry.
No.
Natural 20. Yes.
Oh!
Natural 20. So 24.
Yeah!
Hey, the roll is a nat 20.
We'll take those. We take those.
That is great. First roll of the night. It is a natural 20. So as you're lowering yourself down this balcony, you're just sort of inundated by the clouds and the mist that's sort of surrounding the tops of this cottage as you descend downwards. You notice the ceilings and the rooftops of this large cottage location. The shingle rooftop is sort of high-pitched, covered with moss, looks fairly slippery to climb without sort of magic or climbing gear as you're kind of descending lower and lower. All the wood around here is just soft, mossy wood. Lots of moisture kind of trapped in them and warped and rotten looking. And as you're kind of going down further, some of the frogs have kind of leapt off the banister into the water down below as the cottage is kind of raised on stilts. But a lot of it is croaking loudly and just sitting there. And as you look down, you're kind of trying to ascertain if it's magical, if these frogs are magical of any kind, or like glitter or any aura. They don't appear to be magic at all. They're literally just normal frogs. They've just been expertly placed to possibly be some sort of swamp-like sort of the swamp version of a bunch of wind chimes against like twine. Whether it was intentional or not is hard to ascertain, but you do know these frogs are all making a ton of noise, and if you're trying to go into this thing sneakily, you've just alerted a bunch of people to that these things are croaking.
Okay, Eddie whispers under his breath, but loud enough to Quincy here to see if he's okay.
Yeah. So Abby's looking at you, Quincy, as you see Abby kind of start to, as your vision starts to unblur from the massive hit on the side of your head and the shoulder that you took. As your vision becomes clear, you just see this almost floating angel-like visage of Abby start to float down with the colorful peacock arrangement, comboed with the croaking of like 24 frogs, all just ribbit, 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 ribbit.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay,
Put those up!
get what up?
The frogs!
Put them up where?
Thunder wave.
What?
I cast Thunder wave.
Oh gosh.
Again, okay.
I'm in your face right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
Okay.
do. He's casting magic at me.
Casting Thunder Wave. You gotta roll a Constitution saving throw. These frogs are all gonna fail. So as you just kind of do a blast away, all the frogs just get just fucking ramped off of the banister. As the rest of you, as Moss and Lucy, as you start descending yourselves down the rope here, you see Quincy hit the ground. You see Abby floating down. You just see kind of like Abby hunched over, then Quincy, and you see like 2 dozen frogs go, and just like fly off in all sorts of various directions as they just like fling and ragdoll themselves off swamp water below.
I rolled a 17.
That succeeds, so you only take half damage, so you only take 6.
Damn it.
6 points of thunder damage, right? Or lightning?
Thunder. Or
Thunder damage.
I think it's force damage or something.
Yeah, force damage.
Thunder damage. Yes, okay.
Thunder damage, right.
Do I get knocked back at all, or am I
Nope.
like,
If you succeed.
So you saved. So as Quincy, in this frustration and anger, is just boom, another sound wave of thunder just boom, emanates off of them, and your feathers get a little bit singed. You just kind of fall back a little bit, but not prone. It's like, Jesus, man! You just like put up your weight to protect yourself a little bit. Some of the feathers are a little bit singed. But for Abby and Lucy, I believe you guys did athletics checks to come down the rope and we're fine before we left last session.
Yeah,
So you
I
just
think.
slowly.
Yeah, I had like an 18, I think. I was.
Yeah. And Clapperclaw is just hanging on to your pant leg there, Moss, with their little crab claws, holding on for dear life as you're descending down. He's like, okay, yeah, you got it. You got this. You got this. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Watch the tail.
And you can hear like the jingling of his giant gourd head, the hollow coins swifting back and forth as you slowly descend down. But eventually, the rest of you do make it on that balcony.
Can I make a perception check? Like after like they all go, all the frogs go, and it's like I want to just like listen, just see hear if I hear anything afterwards.
Make a perception check. That thunder wave was just kind of it's not a very big sonic boom.
Because we're in the sky, I'm like
spells are.
kind of a thunder cloud, you know, maybe it's normal here. I don't know. It's a 13.
13, okay. So as the thunderous force sweeps out from you and just knocks over all of these frogs out of the abyss, like some of them get shocked and their bodies are just instantly lifeless. Like you just see like 24 frogs just all like ragdoll, like GTA 4
Can I make that sound my
as they all get
ringtone, please?
electrocuted. What's that?
Can I make that sound my ringtone, please? That whatever.
Yes. Yes.
You got a message from Dicecream.
That was amazing.
So that kind of happens, and the rest of you just get lowered down. And Quincy, after that, that sort of wave of sonic energy subsides. The croaking has all been silenced, and then you just kind of sit there, and you're hearing like other croaking kind of coming from far off distances, crickets, like the sound of the swamp life like starting to take over a little bit. But you kind of hang there for a second. If you're listening for like footsteps or hey, what's going over there? Like there's none of that currently, but it's an eerie, unsure feeling that you have currently from there's so much noise that just got made.
Okay. I think we're okay. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. I think we're fine.
Is there like a window I can peer through, or is like stealth check to kind of see like surrounding? I want to look at our surroundings and see like entryway points.
Sure, yeah. So right off the bat here, let me just find this. So yeah, so as I said before, the 10-foot wide balcony runs almost the length of the cottage and is covered from end to end with the living frogs that you have just obliterated. At each end of the balcony, attached to one corner of the cottage, just beyond easy reach, is a clothesline draped with patchwork garments. The two lines stretch out over the lake, kind of disappear into the thick fog. But you can see that there are two doorways leading inside the cottage, here and here.
Like double doors or two doors?
Just open archways here and here.
Interesting.
I think we should split.
Can Lucifer use his now enhanced night vision to look down or look through one of the archways?
Yeah, sure. So it's no, for sure. Make a perception check.
Yeah. All right. Well, so much for that.
It's still light outside. I guess that's what
You can see.
8.
You use your eye that doesn't have pigment.
Well, listen, both of them apparently work good, and I have those special goggles too.
When I close one eye, it looks the same.
Or I don't have the goggles. Sorry, I added goggles to my thing, but I don't technically have goggles.
Yeah. So as you kind of look in here with your newly acquired dark vision that you got, you do peer inside and you do see the inside here.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa.
There's broken plates.
There are broken plates.
I didn't do that. I promise I didn't do that.
Thunder wave.
As you look into this room, Jennings, are you being stealthy or just kind of like in the middle of the archway?
No, Lucifer's being stealthy.
Stealthy? Okay, make me a stealth check.
Fantastic. Sweet. 15.
15. Okay, so as you look into this open archway of the cottage, you notice a recessed pool lined with moldy clay tiles takes up most of this large square room. Stagnant water fills the depression to a depth of 1 foot. Rising from the pool's center is the head of a stone well that gives off an unpleasant, pungent odor that is like starting to waft its way kind of towards you as you're kind of peeking your head in a little bit from the corner. In one corner of the pool stands a tall, dirty, freestanding mirror in an oval frame. And floating on the water is a large lily pad. Creaky wooden floorboards are arranged in a 10-foot wide raised walkway around the pool. This walkway seems to be covered with shelves, tables, and stools in all shapes and styles. Almost every available surface in here is littered with stacks of dirty plates, scraps of food, old junk, real hoarder vibes looking in here. You also notice that there are some dressing dummies that are pushed together kind of in one corner, and a wooden staircase that seems to spiral up from another corner, and around 5 closed doors that lead from the room.
I'm just happy to hear they're mannequins and not more severed talking heads.
Mannequins that can talk.
That sounds like my worst nightmare.
So this over here is the spiral staircase, seemingly going up somewhere. The various doors on this side, over here, leading somewhere else, are closed. And these are just like all the discarded dishes and food and stacks everywhere. And the mannequins over here, lily pad here, mirror here, and the well over here.
Lucifer glances over to Moss and whispers, "You got Clabberclaw?"
I lift up my leg. Yeah, why?
Fantastic. Lucifer's gonna slip into the room.
Yeah, why?
These Clabberclaws just like holding on to your leg, kind of shaking. I'm sorry. And it just takes off the claws. Like, I can't go in there. Okay, I can't go in there. Bavlorna is terrified. And just turns around to like, kind of is going back and forth kind of skittily and like turns and bam, hits her gourd head on a banister.
Oh no.
And just gets knocked down.
You good, buddy?
Oh, Moss goes over to cradle him. Oh, it's okay.
Oh, sorry there, guys. I don't know what came over me right there.
Lucifer wants to go ahead and slip into the room and head into the left. He doesn't have his weapons drawn, but he has his bow at the ready just because I know he can use it as a melee weapon just in case.
And maybe dusts himself off, just happily follows Lucifer in.
Okay, you guys go over there. I'll stay out here. Okay, I'll keep watching, and don't worry, I'll be very good about it. I can't croak like a frog or anything, but I got your back. Just I'll be here. Don't worry about it.
You have an important task, Clabberclaw. You stay here.
Yes.
Okay?
No, I will stay here.
You watch out for Morgort, okay? That's a giant task. We need you to stay here and be our guard, okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah. No problem. No problem.
Right here.
If you need a quick escape, I'll send word over to Morgort. I don't know how I'm gonna climb the rope. I might cut it, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Clabberclaw, before I go in there, what does Bavlorna look like?
Good question.
Oh, very unpleasant sight, really. Bavlorna has kind of gray, cracked skin, big bulging eyes.
Is she human? Is she humanoid, or is she animalistic, or?
She kind of has a toad face.
A toad face?
Yeah, that's right. It's got like a toad-like face with a mouth that magically widens and elongates. I've seen her swallow people whole before. It's really quite disturbing. Her skin's all cracked and has long, spindly arms, and this is not very human-like at all, really.
That is invaluable. Thank you. All right, at least we know what we're looking for.
Do you happen to know if she has any weaknesses? Being a toad, should we stay away from this pool in here?
Oh, that's a preservation pool. Bavlorna dips in there to keep her skin shiny and slimy and new.
Okay. Okay.
Wonder if we can poison it.
Or worse,
drink it.
Somehow remove
Drain
it
it.
entirely.
I don't want to hear these things. I don't want to hear these things. Puts like their claws over their gourd that has no earpieces at all. Gourd head with like the jack-o'-lantern carvings of their face, and you can see Clabberclaw is just extremely anxiety-ridden and nervous, and just like is being so brave just to like help lead you here. But they are just like, I'm staying here. I don't want to hear any of this. Just want to be implicated in anything if something goes wrong.
Does anyone have a lot of salt?
Fresh out. I have a bag of holding, though I don't know how much water that can hold.
So it doesn't look like there's anyone down here, right?
No, the room is clear. If my perception was good.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
Also, I've technically already.
Yeah, you've probably gone
slipped
inside. Does this like area over to the right outside of the house, is that just another like indoor area, or is that another patio?
Guess we don't know yet.
You don't.
Okay,
this is the only this is the only patio, like balcony area you saw when descending down. These seem to be just like rooms inside the cottage.
Okay, because I was gonna do something crazy and go off this rope and go under there. Parkour. Okay.
This would be you going wee, bam, into the wall and fall down.
There's no way. No, I'm kidding. No, it's okay. Yeah, I'll stealth inside. I'll stealth.
All right, roll me stealth as well.
Okay. Oh, I gotta get my stats up. Ooh, that would be 14 plus 5, 19.
Ooh, there you go.
19, okay. And Abby, were you stealthing as well when you were following Lucy? Okay, there you go. Quince, are you stealthing as well?
After the thunder wave and considering the loud noise that happens, I don't think Quincy would care. He's just kind of just walk in nonchalantly, but not like loudly, purposefully. So not stealthily.
Moss, I'm on my stomach. My fur like against the floorboard.
And I'll just step over her. I'll just step over Moss and be like, "What are you doing?"
I'm stealthing.
Anyway.
As Lucy kind of goes in calmly, has their sharp, very shining metal bow set at the back, just creepily going in. Moss as well, like on all fours, like almost like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, like sneaking up right behind Lucifer, who has like this like guarded presence. And then there's Abby and Quincy, just like feet hitting the floor, just not caring, just walking in normally. But yeah, so you see this room here. You're free to explore around, check things out. What would you like to do?
Could I do an Arcana check on the water to see if it has healing properties?
On the water. Sure, yeah. Make an let me see here.
Nature?
I was gonna say make a nature check.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I know that Bavlorna has cracked skin, but like it sounds like it has rejuvenation. Nature's only +1. That's a 13.
13. Yeah, so it's hard to tell. It looks like this pool area. It looks a bit dirty, a little bit murky. You can kind of see where the well area is, that the water is raised a little bit than normal. Like it's kind of going over where that well is. You know what I'm saying? So like imagine there's a well and the water level should probably be lower than the well is, but it's like over it, almost like something is like plugged the well maybe, or the water level is rising way more than it is. But as far as like trying to tell if the water itself has healing properties, it's kind of hard to ascertain right now.
I guess it's kind of tough to check the well water itself, since that seems to be different than the rest.
You can certainly try.
Can I stick a paw in?
Stick a paw in the well, just to check down there, or what's in there.
I have to get in the water.
Well, I wanted to stick a paw in the water first.
Oh, in the water first.
Yeah. Does anything happen to me?
Okay, so let's see here. So you got your character there. You're looking at the water. It's a bit murky. It's a bit dirty looking. You see the water level is a bit odd for what this pool should be. And you're kind of just like trying to see if there's like a glint of anything inside the water that maybe is akin to some sort of healing property. You take your paw out and you sort of dip it into the water there. And
Lucifer doesn't feel good about this.
You take your hand out and your hand does tingle. Like the skin on your hand seems to have that sort of pins and needles feeling a little bit. And then the pins and needles feeling kind of subsides and starts to become almost like an itchy rash. And you start to scratch it a little bit and you're like, it just feels odd.
Crap.
What is it?
Well, good thing I only did a paw.
So,
guys, I'm getting an allergic reaction, guys.
Lucifer sees this and says, okay, let's avoid this water, and let's also avoid walking directly in the reflection of that mirror, just in case there's some kind of magic on it that could be somewhat of a spyglass or something into this room.
Okay.
So I suggest we go counterclockwise around this pool and avoid the front of the mirror.
And Abby, just move your token to where they are at this point.
I thought I did. Sorry.
That's all good. Just helps me keep track of things. Okay.
While we're here, can I look at the dishes and see what food's there? Like, are these like, what is she eating? Are
Yeah.
like frog legs? Like, she cannibalistic.
Yeah, make investigation check.
Okay. That's a 1.
Mm. Yep.
Guys,
that's
she's a
food.
messy eater.
That's a broken plate.
It's a broken plate.
Yeah,
Doesn't do
there's not a lot of scraps left over. There's lots of like old crusty stains, old dishes, some cracked, some stained. There's not a lot of bones or anything kind of left behind. Just a lot of like garbage. It just stinks and is gross.
Okay.
And Lucifer, are the doors to that patio to the right, are those closed or are those open arches as well?
These are all closed doors.
Okay. Can Lucifer very lightly try to open the door?
Yes, you may. Let me just check something really quick. You're dead. No, I'm kidding. So
That door was a mimic.
That door
Surprise.
was a mimic. Door.
Well, that brings me back to our first one shot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness! Surprise! The book room.
How far we've come, gang.
I know. I don't want to check out that bookshelf now.
I
was going to.
So Jennings, you see this old creaky wooden door. Again, all the wood in here is kind of moldy, soggy, a little bit moist. But these ones in here are a bit more drier. Still, the wood is a bit warped, kind of just like old, classic, like dark Alice in Wonderland fantasy. You just see the wood warping, kind of move, swag side to side. Go to the handle and turn the knob.
Yeah. Can Lucifer use either his bag or? I don't think. Let me see what I have in my inventory. I want to hold something against the hinges to help them to not squeak, just in case they do.
Okay, so you want to try it.
Traveler's clothes, which I suppose I'm wearing.
Well, you're wearing
Strips
You're
down.
wearing probably armor on top of your traveler's clothes.
Okay, so can I hold my bedroll against the hinges?
Bedroll against the hinges.
Just something soft to help keep them from squeaking.
Sure, I would say do a stealth roll at disadvantage. This will determine how much that bedroll can kind of muffle the hinges.
Sleight of hand?
How dare you put at disadvantage? I've got a 10.
10, okay, still good. So you
Is
kind
that
of
a 20?
with your
Oh.
sort of pack on your side that you kind of have this like traveling satchel. You take this bedroll up, it's kind of roped in and rolled up. Kind of take off the leather parts off of it, the leather belts to unfurl it. You kind of just try to stick it on like the side of the hinges, and you can see that the hinges are fairly rusted and look like they would indeed creak pretty loudly. So you get Quincy and Abby just like, here, just put this up on the hinges there. So they cover it, and you start to open the door. Like a small creaking sound, but it's muffled by the thickness of the bedroll. So you just hear this muffled, but it does a good job of hiding the creakiness.
Good job.
So
Good job.
good job there. So coming into this room here, you see a large cupboard. Stands alone in this dark room. Fine scroll work frames the cupboard's two doors, which are bridged by a circular panel of dark wood. The panel is inlaid with a silver hourglass sigil.
Break it open.
Cool. Lucifer turns to Quincy and Abby, and I say, boys, would you guys like to have the honors?
Don't mind me.
And Lucifer starts putting his bedroll away.
I'll have a crack at it. I'll try to pick at it.
Okay, so you're gonna try to pick the lock here. So the cupboard is locked by, like I said, by a circular panel that has the hourglass sigil on it.
Okay, well, I want to mess with it and see if I can figure it out then, I guess.
All right, make an investigation check.
The 13. 8 plus
13.
5.
So you see this cupboard here and this sort of circular sigil on top of it. You're kind of looking around it and you're like, okay, it doesn't seem to be there's no strings attached to it. There doesn't seem to be any weird things messed with it. Kind of touch it. Seems like it can be turned.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be safely manipulated.
Okay. Well, I'll keep working on it. I'll just keep turning it and just trying to.
All right. So you see the sigil there, and you kind of, the hourglass sigil, you kind of sort of turn a clockwise motion, and right when the sigil is perfectly upside down, the sigil goes in, and you hear this unlock sound, and cupboard slowly starts to open.
Easy first time. Open it. What's inside?
Okay, so inside of the cupboard it seems to be divided into rows of small compartments, each one stuffed with pouches or other tinny containers. Make me another investigation check.
Sure.
Are there gourds in there?
That was only an 8.
Okay. One of the containers seems to be a teacup-sized ceramic cauldron.
Oh,
This big.
that's cute.
Inside, which is a scrap of paper with a word written in common on it that spells out spittle spew. Spittle spew. SPITTLESPEW. Spittle spew.
Okay, I'll write that down.
And as you're looking through this, you see a ton of various mementos and trinkets, including loose buttons of various shapes, colors, and materials.
Okay.
Stray cutlery, all
Ooh,
from different
okay.
sets.
Hmm.
Seems to be unopened letters of sorts addressed to Bavlorna. Old frayed coiled up belts, pressed flowers and loose dried petals, a horseshoe, feathers from various birds, and a chipped teacup.
A chipped teacup?
Mm-hmm.
Anything look interesting in this for you guys? I kind of take the little cauldron teacup and kind of read the spittle spew over and just kind of contemplate that, and let's let everyone else look inside if they want to take anything.
Abby comes in, and can I automatically see everything that you just described?
Yep, it's all just kind of laying there in various
Okay.
shelves inside the cupboard.
Abby sees the feathers and goes up to them. I want to do an investigation to see what type they are. Is that okay?
They seem to be various types of feathers. Some look like they're like from a raven, one from an eagle, one from like a cockatoo, and another one that looks more like a peacock feather.
I want to reach for and pick up the one that looks like a peacock feather.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller than your plumage.
Okay. All right. Abby just holds onto the feather and just smiles and then just places it back. And he's like, no, everything seems fine. And then he leaves and then gets distracted by Lucifer out of his section.
Just for just like barely while facing the main part of the room, just kind of turns his head towards the room and says, Quincy, you know my taste. Anything I'd be interested in?
You want a button?
What color is it?
Silver?
Sure.
You want a button?
With a clabber claw.
There's nothing else really in here. But this little pot had this word in it, spittle spew. Does anyone know what spittle spew? Does this mean anything to anybody?
Is it a jumbled up word? Like it's 2 words, right?
No, it just says spittle spew.
Sounds like a spit cup.
There's
I spit in the cup.
Mhm.
Spittle spew.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing happened. Like I say the word and I look in the cup and spit in it.
Spittle spew. Nope.
Spittle spew.
The rest of you just see Quincy Coon, spittle spew, spittle spew. As like the paper inside is starting to get moist and covered in your own mucus.
No, it doesn't do anything.
Worth a good try.
Yeah, worth a shot.
I want to take the horseshoe.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Sure.
Ooh. Okay. Plus 1, 17.
17. So all of these items inside of this cupboard do just appear to be ordinary objects. None of them are giving you any kind of magical vibes or School of Arcana in any sense. They just look like odd trinkets.
Well, since I was outed a lucky rabbit's foot, this will have to do. Then I walk away.
Noted. I want to look around and see if there's other rooms to explore.
Lucifer's about to go open this next door that looks like it could go to a different patio.
Nope, I'll follow Lucifer.
And
Okay.
Abby gets distracted by the mannequins.
All right. Let's say that when Quincy and Jennings were looking at the trinkets and Quincy was spitting into the cup, kind of got your attention for a little bit as Abby kind of took that peacock feather, kind of pocketed it, and started going towards the mannequins over here. So for Abby, looking at these dress dummies, they're 7 humanoid-shaped dressing dummies standing in the corner. There's about 4 of them, about medium size, and 3 of them of small size. But all 6 of them seem to be adorned with like shoddy home-stitched garments. The materials are like not rotted, but just look like they haven't been very well kept. Like basically, like if you had like dresses or garments on a mannequin that was just kept in like a wet, soggy warehouse, like the materials are damp. Some of them have a little bit of algae, even just like creeping up on top of them. Something you'd find in like a modern freaking horror movie. Like it's kind of creepy and disturbing. The other one seems bare, except for you kind of see this ugly pointed hat on one of them.
Abby looks up at that hat and he looks to the smallest ones and then to the other side, sees no one has the hat, and mutters under his breath, "Why do you have something special?" And then he goes up and he lifts the hat off and just starts holding it in his hands and looking at it and all over. So he, at the time, doing an investigation check on it.
Oh,
fuck me.
no.
Oh,
As you go,
oh no.
this sort of dark, almost wizards-like pointed witch hat on the mannequin. You go to grab it, all of a sudden the hat starts to change form and multiple tentacles go whoosh and latch themselves onto your face as this octopus-like creature jumps from the mannequin and is trying to suffocate you. As a dark mantle just leaps out from the mannequin that was secretly camouflaging and just biding its time, and it's going to make an attack on you.
Oh, yay.
You started a fight, Emmy!
Lucifer glances over because I was just about to shout or whisper, like, you know, keep your wits about you, be careful, Abby. And then I was like, you know what? He's fine. So seeing this, like,
Abby, what are you doing?
that's tough. I have no time.
Just as Lucifer, as you were about to creep into this next door, as you're getting out from that room, you just see Abby kind of look at the mannequins and like to touch the black cat. You just see this look over and see this octopus-like thing on Abby's head, trying to get it off. 16 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage to you there, Abby. As
Cool.
this octopus-like squid thing is kind of engulfing around your head, and you're also blinded. You cannot see anything, and you're also having a bit of a hard time breathing for one quick sort of instance until the insane surprise of this kind of subsides, and the octopus-like creature is kind of wrapped around it. It kind of squeezes your head a bit, and kind of and all of a sudden it drops down on the ground and just runs and leaves the room.
I thought I was going upstairs. I'm like, catch it!
Oh, that was weird.
Can I do an insight check on
Abby's
Ebby?
fight is like 2 seconds long.
It feels like it's on brand.
Can Lucifer, with his head like paused on the door, just glance up at Abby, just like.
Abby's just like in like breathing, just looking around. Not sure, like, directly at the floor below.
Lucifer's gonna ask Abby, number 1, are you okay?
What the hell is that?
Number 2, be a little bit more careful, buddy.
Abby just slowly like cocks his head and turns and looks at Lucifer like, go try.
Moss just like stands back like, whoa.
Like, you know those TikTok videos of those squid octopuses just like running against a beach or on the body of a boat? That's what that was. It slipped onto Ebby and then collapsed out. It just like ran up a different stairwell.
So Ebby basically spooked it, it attacked, and then went away.
Yeah, it seemed to leap out of this small window over here.
I don't know if I have to heal myself. I don't know what's gonna happen anymore. I'm already down half my health.
Oh no.
Thunderwave, octopus tentacles, everything.
Would I be able to do like a medicine check to see if Ebby would have any like residual like problems, or maybe like
Sure, yeah. If it had like poisoned him or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Make a medicine check.
Okay. Oh, +2. That's 21.
Nice. So as you kind of inspect Ebby's head, as you get Ebby to kind of come down a bit from their tall frame, kind of
I'm literally like
around
their beak open. I'm just kind of like,
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm way
kind of
shorter
moving-
than Moss.
I know.
Oh,
so
that's
I'm,
right.
I'm just like,
So reverse, Moss much taller than Ebby. So Moss, as you bend down and kind of looking through the plumage of Ebby's head and their long neck and making sure there's no like cuts or any sort of barbs or anything that might have
like
poisoned
slime
them.
either.
Yeah, there's a little bit of mucus from the octopus body for sure. That's kind of just like hanging down low and gooping down, but doesn't seem to be any, poisonous residue or blood stricken. It just seemed like this thing just lashed out because it was just super creeped out and like scared and like squeezed his head super tight and then fell down.
Okay. Well, then I pat Ebby's head and I'm just like, well, the hat's yours if you want it. I walk away.
It ran away.
I'll walk over to Ebby too while she's looking at him, kind of see the same thing she does. I'll dig into Waffle. I'll open a pouch. I'll dig in. My hand comes out and it has like this green cream on it. And I'll be like, and kind of just put it on the neck wound there. And I'm gonna do cure wounds on you.
There you go.
I'll be like, you're fine. You'll be fine.
Abby's eyes anime sparkle.
You get 6 points back.
Yay!
I'm like, you'll be fine. And then actually I'm gonna continue counterclockwise around the room. I kind of want to go to the other end to the other room.
Sure.
While they're doing that, while Dennis is doing that.
Abby's just silent and just like, but like kindly says thank you in like a surprised and happy, appreciative tone.
Okay, Lucifer continued to either
Yeah,
open
so
this
now
door
that situation has kind of been quelled,
Abby also
Quincy-
kicks the mannequin.
they all just kind of topple over onto each other and like fall down, making more noise. But as Quincy, you start to make your way over the other side of the room, Ebby and Moss are just kind of like checking on Ebby and make sure they're okay. Lucy, you're going to open up this door to this area over here. Okay.
I want to accompany Lucifer, so I'll just be right there in case you need me.
All right. So also another warped door, with a bit of a droopy hinge on the knob. Doesn't seem to be locked. Kind of open it up. And what you see is... Boom. So you see a flight of stairs going up. It seems to run along the outside wall of the cottage with wooden doors at the top and bottom of it. A rickety railing hugs the edge of the staircase, which looms above the foggy lake. And a steady droning sound comes from a shadowed corner above the door at the top of the stairs.
That one. Love it. Where's a chair? JK, this is absolute for.
What's in that? What's in that room?
Lucifer turns back to everyone in the room and says, "The stairs going up, but I think we should open all the other doors before we leave this room."
I agree.
I want to open this one.
Do
Okay.
it.
So Lucy and Moss, you're kind of gonna wait before going up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Keep opening doors.
So Moss, you're gonna go to this door. Quincy, what did you want to go to before that?
I want to go to all the way to the other door. I kind of want. I'll run. I'll just kind of while it's happening, and then I'm gonna have Jasper out, kind of ready, just in case, on my arm, just ready to go. And then when they finish that, or while they're doing that, I want to open this room and just kind of have it ready. Just.
All right. So you open up this door as well. Again, warped wood, creepy sort of hourglass handle drooped down from the sagging sort of moist wood. Open in here. Jasper out, ready to strike if anything.
What do I see?
So,
Artisan man secret.
a horse's head leers at you with glossy eyes, its lips drawn back from pointed yellow teeth. The head is affixed to a large 8-limbed armature made of wicker and wire, situated so that it faces the doorway where you entered. Near it is a wooden crate. Flies buzz about this disordered room, landing occasionally on animal carcasses that lie strewn in small piles. On a low table rests an assortment of tools: saws, knives, scalpers, a hand-cranked drill, sewing thread and needles, and owls around several taxidermic subjects in various stages of completion. And you also see a shelf that looks on the verge of collapse, leans against the wall between the two windows, and bears the weight of dozens of stuffed horrors. Each one is an artless combination of 2 or more animals.
Oh. Well, this is disturbing. Hi, Maurice, and motion to the horse. And I want to step in away from the crate over to the table, and I want to inspect and see if I can see anything interesting on the table.
All right, make an investigation check.
Retire this one. That's an 8.
Nate. So yeah, going to this work table over here, along with the tools and specimens, the table has a small box with drawers. And you open that up and it contains glass eyes. One of the eyes seems to be made of wood. That's about it.
Is there any reason that there's just one wooden one with all the glass ones?
Mm-hmm.
I want to look around. I want to take the wooden one and see if I can find if it goes somewhere in the room.
All right.
Is the horse missing an eye?
Yeah, is the horse missing an eye?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Welcome to Elden Ring.
The original Elden Ring.
And
So yeah, looking around, all of the taxidermid specimens, some completed, some half completed, none of them seem to be missing a particular eye of any kind. None of them certainly have any wooden eyes that would kind of go with this one.
look at the eyes. The eyes seem odd or different.
It just seems like a normal eye, just made of wood.
Oh, cool. I'll pocket it.
But looking around as you're kind of going through the various taxidermied specimens, you do notice the crate. And the crate has Bavlorna's name scrawled on one side of it.
Ooh. But there's a bunch of flies around it.
There's kind of flies all over this room on various carcasses and tables, but there are flies on top of the crates as well.
Okay, so I'll pocket the eye. I kind of want to keep it. I think a wooden eye kind of sounds cool. And I'll go over and try to see if I can open the crate, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Make me a strength check.
Oh, gosh. 15.
Ooh.
15. So you go over to the crate, has Bavlorna's name kind of carved in the side. And you can kind of see that there's a bit of a crevice of the top part of the crate that's kind of open, where some rusted nails have like been shut on the other sides. This one has a bit of an opening from the warped wood, kind of getting it open a little bit.
You have a crowbar and just
get your hands in there. A big wave of flies just kind of swarm out of the crate. It doesn't do any damage to you. It's just a bit surprising and just kind of wave them around so they don't get in your mouth or in your eyes or anything. As the flies subside, you look into the crate and it seems to contain the carcass of a curled up 8-legged reptile with spikes running down its back.
Ooh. Do I know what it is?
Make me a nature check.
That is a 10 plus 13.
13. Unfortunately, it's so dried up and messed with that like it's hard for you to determine what this could have been.
Ew.
Well, I'm not investigating this room. I'd be out of there.
I leave before I get.
Yeah.
All right, Quincy, get out of there.
Yeah, I'm out of there.
Get out of the death room. All right. And so Moss going into your room over here.
Yes.
Quincy's doing that.
Open it as quietly as possible, and I want to kind of have like myself, like whichever way it opens, pressed against the pressed against like the wall to kind of like open it. And kind
so you want to kind of do what Lucy did, try to like muffle the hinges a bit.
And leaving me wide open in case something jumps out.
All right. Lucy will go on the side. Evie, stay right there.
Okay.
You're the most colorful and easy to see person. No, kidding. Okay. So you want to try to like block the hinges a bit, Moss?
Yeah.
You're going to use like a shirt or something that you have in hand to kind of like try to muffle it?
I still have like the poofy dress when I was trying to be a princess. So I'm just off it in the door and just like stuff in the butt.
That's so funny.
All right, make me a stealth at disadvantage there.
Oh, okay. It's okay. It's disadvantage before too. Can't get much worse than that. I lied. Okay, 6. Oh, yeah. Stealth, right?
Yeah.
Oh, +5 though. Okay, 11.
Okay. So this is again congruent to like all the mannequins being flopped over, the frogs, like but you do manage to like get the big plumage of your dress sort of in and amongst the hinges and get Lucy to kind of help you open up the door. So again, that muffled like creaking sound is not as loud and noticeable as it would have been. But going in here, this appears to be some sort of fabric storage room. You see scraps of cloth and bundles of yarn are piled throughout this small room.
Is there any armor or any fabric that could potentially be crafted into better armor?
No, none of these cloths would be able to be tough for armor at all. They just look like normal, like clothing scraps, like bits of cotton and other material.
Okay. Y'all got the lamest one. Okay.
But going in there, you see that there's like 2 1-foot tall pin cushions that they're kind of sewn into humanoid shapes. One of the pin cushions is mounted on a tiny wooden rocking horse. And the other has a pair of wooden wings. But that's about all you see in there.
Is one missing a wooden eye?
No, it's not. Unfortunately. Ebby, was there anything that you wanted to do while Moss is kind of going in here and Quincy was over there?
Yeah, Abby wants to just check out the mirror from the distance at first with an Arcana check.
Okie dokie. Make me an Arcana check.
23.
Nice.
23. Yeah, so as you're so the way that I kind of imagine how Arcana checks kind of work when looking at sort of magical auras, to me it's kind of the equivalent of like gas rising from like a barbecue or a heated vent. Like there's just a bit of a weird, subtle manipulation of the air around objects that are kind of magical. So looking at that mirror, it's definitely giving off some kind of vibe. What type of magic it is, it's kind of hard to figure out, but it definitely is a magical mirror of some kind.
So Abby looks and appears, and then under his normal volume of voice says, I think Lucifer was right about this mirror. We should avoid it.
Oh.
I will actually make me a history check.
Yay. Okay.
Ooh.
I was gonna say, if I can successfully unravel Fluffy, can I like throw it and like drag it to us?
You want to throw Fluffy where?
I want to unravel Fluffy enough that I can like use it as like a grappling hook, wrap it around the mirror, and pull it towards us.
15.
We'll do that first.
Sorry.
Okay. 15. So looking at this mirror, it does kick off a certain memory not that long ago that includes all four of you. Back in the carnival itself, when you were going through the Hall of Illusions, that Lucy had seen before you all and had relayed this information back to you, that they had seen someone sneaking into the mirrors and sort of getting through one of the mirrors that led you into the Feywild in the first place, and saying a particular command word before entering into the mirror and leaving, which was Bandersnatch.
And this is what I remember from looking at it?
Yeah, you kind of get that sense of like, you remember Lucy telling you that they had seen some creepy figure in the Hall of Illusions before, that had said the word Bandersnatch and then like leapt into it.
Okay.
Like a girl with a pig's mask, I think.
Yeah, there was a little girl in a petticoat, pigtails, and a pig mask.
Okay.
Bandersnatch.
So Abby pulls back his words about the staying away. Says, but in a way, this mirror reminds me of that mirror we saw back in the carnival, the one where we had to say Bandersnatch. You guys remember that?
Can't forget it.
The one with the creeping. One which showed us all of our ages.
Yeah, but
that.
also when it came to Lucifer talking about the person that was walking through the mirrors, the mask.
Or the creepy little girl with the pig mask.
Yeah.
Was it a pig mask?
Yeah.
Okay. Quincy, what did you see in that room?
Oh, in here? Oh, it's disgusting. There's a bunch of bugs. I got a wooden eye though.
Any fun shop things, mayhaps?
No, just a bunch of dead stuff.
Lucifer was intrigued because he'd heard Quincy squeal a little bit when there was the fly, so he walks in and looks in the room for himself.
But yeah, so with that being said, Moss, did you still want to try to like pull the mirror towards you, or do you want to leave it alone?
I'm curious about the mirror now.
I am worried. I think Lucifer's superstition of us being shown within the mirror's reflection could be reflected elsewhere in the house, almost like a
Two-way.
two-way.
So it could either be some way that she could watch us, or it's a portal. And if the word Bandersnatch is said at a portal, since Lucy heard the little girl say that, I'm very curious.
It could honestly be either way, because if this is her rejuvenating pool, side note, it burned me. If this is rejuvenating for her, we should be careful to like grapple or touch her, because I'm worried. Don't have any proof, but I'm worried that she may have some like goop that is poisonous on her skin. Just limit melee attacks.
Poison frog.
Good. Gotcha.
Well,
Like assumptions, but
what should we do with this mirror?
I want to see what happens.
Hey.
Dice. Are any of the knives and such on the table in the taxidermy room, are they all super gross or?
They're pretty gross. They all have just like stained blood on them. Some of them are kind of like rusted and off looking. Probably good. Probably good enough to do the job of like dissecting animals and stuffing them for texture purposes, but not enough that you would want in like a combat situation.
All right. Ishmael sulks back out of the room, having seen nothing of interest.
Well,
how about that horse head for Clabberclaw?
I don't think he'd like that.
oh no!
It's close to the skull of,
It's not a stag. I don't think he'd like that at all.
Is the mirror two-way, like double mirrored side? Or is it mirror only on the one side?
There's only a mirror on the one side. That's it. That's in the pool, or reflecting towards the well.
Okay. Abby has a thought, and he knows, and like in his head, he's like, "This is crazy." But so he wants to flutter over the water and go close to the mirror, like just like he doesn't want to be here, but like wants to be between that, like just on that part, and that allows us to say that. And he just thought so he says, "Hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where," just to see if something happens.
Okay. So you're kind of floating above the water there on the other side of the mirror. It's floating there. Say that super quickly. Nothing happens.
Oh, I got nothing.
Say Bandersnatch. Before you
Bandersnatch.
So you float over the water. Hither, thither, here and there. La 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 everywhere. Moss, say Bandersnatch. Bandersnatch. Nothing.
Wait, Spittle Spoo.
Spittle spew!
Do you say that loudly?
No, I do not.
I wonder if you need to be in front of it.
Should I? You want me to?
Go in front and do the same thing. Do it. I'm gonna point Jasper the gun at the mirror. If anything happens and comes up at you, I will break the mirror.
Give me your rope, Moss. Give me your rope.
Quincy does that. Lucifer slowly pulls the bow, just like.
Yeah, I'm ready. Do you want to ready an action in case something came out of it?
I want to ready an action as well.
I'm gonna fire at the magic mirror if anything like dangerous comes out and grabs Evie.
Moss, move.
Okay, which one do I say first?
Okay, I'm down here.
I don't know. I don't care.
Vote. Hither.
Say that one. Whatever. Yeah.
So Abby like kind of like turns his body. Is in repair. Goes hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where.
Nothing.
Bandersnatch.
Nothing.
Oh, come on.
Okay, Lucifer holding this goes, guys, there are 2 sets of stairs we have yet to explore.
But look how pretty I am.
But the mirror.
I will say, because you did, you got like a 15 on that history check.
Yeah.
Lucy had, when describing the pig woman, that she had put her hand on the mirror when she said the word.
Okay. Which one do I say again?
I don't know. Just both again.
Let's try both.
do Bandersnatch. Grab Fluffy first.
Okay. Abby like
Reaction
leans
control.
back while floating, like has a singular like talon just ready to blink. Bandersnatch.
So you go over to the mirror, touching it with your one talon as far away as you can be,
Yeah.
and you utter the word Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
You start to see the mirror swirl, and a sparkly visage starts to take hold as the glassy image of the mirror starts to change almost instantaneously. As the portal becomes active, you start to see a whole different image in the mirror as the old Hall of Illusions starts to reappear right in front of you.
Abby controls his voice because he was about to yell. It's the carnival.
You win?
Stick
Stick your hand in there. Stick your hand in it. Stick your hand in it.
Abby like flutter.
So you take your peacock plumage wing out, that's kind of a part of your hand,
Yeah.
and as you put it in through the glass, almost like this ripple effect starts to wave along the inside of the mirror, and
You could go home.
and it's in there. You can see that your hand is going through the sort of metallic, watery visage of the mirror as you put your hand through it. Doesn't burn, nothing bad happens.
Abby now shoves his head through it and looks.
Put your peacock head through it, and again, you see an array of various mirrors in that same space you were before you entered Prismere in the first place.
It's the Hall of Mirrors.
Oh.
And actually, make me a perception check.
What fell out? Oh, that was a 20! And that's a 1!
Oh! Yeah, you put your head out. You kind of put your head out and kind of look one way instinctively. And then you kind of hear a, ah! And you look over and you just see a little boy just running away with like a balloon and a lollipop just running out the way that you came.
Scared him.
I mean, he just screams as well, but like out there, like, ah! There was a thing!
Is it the carnival?
It's the carnival, I think.
Oh,
So we have one escape route.
yes.
We do.
We should take the mirror and put it somewhere we can get out of the water in case we need it.
Abby, is it heavy?
Abby like puts his hands on and just like tries to wiggle it and lift, see if he can.
I could use my original idea and use Fluffy and like pull it out.
What would you like to do?
How strong is Abby? How strong is your flapping if you were to use your feet on top of the mirror?
I'd say, fine.
Wanna
You
go
pick
that
it up
route
and
first?
bring it over here? Just
Yeah,
try
so
to-
the ceilings that so this room, just so you have an idea, the ceilings are about 10 feet high on the lower level here.
Okay, so yeah, I have room.
Movement.
Yeah.
I have room. I have room. But Abby, before you, should I call for Mr. Witch and Mr. Light?
We need them? Oh, we're not supposed to tell them that we got them here, so can't mention their names.
Mm-mm.
I didn't say any name. And Abby falls back out and is like, while the portal's still going, puts his talons on to lift it lightly and move it over.
Okay, make me a strength check.
Go, Abby, go.
12.
12. So you see Abby kind of sort of flutter up, and like you're kind of tilting your head because you're kind of like going right up to the ceiling to be able to like kind of grab your talons on it and have enough space to kind of lift it up and go over. You struggle a little bit, but it's not like a heavy mirror, but it's got a little bit of heft to it. But you're able to kind of get your wings up in a span enough to be able to lift it off the ground slightly, start to drag it out of the pool
Nice.
of water. Where do you want to put it?
I'll ask that one man, where should I put it? Where should I put it?
Somewhere on the wood.
Can Lucifer help him settle
By
down?
the exit or just anywhere?
There's a good area to the right of these broken plates next to the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right there. All right, let's see. We got a mirror here. Yeah, is that a mirror? Sure. We'll call this your mirror over here.
Nice.
Nice.
So as you kind of take it over and just gently kind of put it back down on the ground, it's oval frame dripping at the bottom from the sort of viscous water, the almost oiliness that's kind of coming off of it, but it's able to kind of be set down without it being in jeopardy.
Cool. Okay.
Team, should we cover the mirror before we check one of these staircases, or should we just go ahead and...
What if we have Capriclaw watching for us?
I don't think Clapperclaw wants to step inside.
Yeah.
Would it be wise to take it outside then?
Sure. Can Lucifer just go to two-hand and pick it up and walk it outside?
Sure, make me a strength check.
Sweet.
Can I help?
Sure.
Nice. Good roll.
So that'll be at a, you each can make one, or one of you can make it at advantage.
I think Lucifer could probably do it.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry, 20. A 17 plus.
Yeah. More than enough. The two of you kind of taking it with both of your sets of hands, start to take it around the edge here.
Just redecorating Bavlorna's hut.
Right.
So the rest of you are taking the image out over
Easy.
to where Clapperclaw is.
Lucifer,
Balcony here.
Lucifer just peers over. It says, Clapperclaw, I know you don't want to go inside. So we brought you this very special thing. Just keep an eye on it. And yeah.
Should we tell him what it is? Abby says it to him kind of a bit more like quietly.
Go for it, Debbie.
It's a mirror.
Exactly.
yeah.
It's a very special mirror.
I can see that. Yeah, it's a mirror.
So it is special though, so take good care of it. And we will be back.
Oh, okay. What if somebody finds me?
Can Lucifer hand him the bedding kit so he can just like hide under it?
The witch?
My bedroll.
Bedroll. Okay. You kind of unfurl your bedroll again.
So
And kind of
Clapperclaw
hand it
can
over
just
to
come out
Clapperclaw.
under it.
There's two claws.
He has Capriclaw has a good point though. What if this is a bad decision to have it out here and we put it in the in a cupboard somewhere?
I think this mirror is a little too big for any of the cupboards that we've seen thus far.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit in there.
Okay. In the one here? Like the one on the right?
It's too tall.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And he's just like having multiple like situations going in his head. He's starting to little panic and
I can certainly try. I can make some sort of loud noise if somebody finds us, maybe? Or
Sounds great.
Oh, okay. How does that work if I'm hiding in the bedroll?
Well, if you feel someone, it's not an invisibility cloak, it's kind of around a bedroll. Lucifer pokes his head in real quick and goes, hey, Quincy, Moss, Clapperclaw is asking what he should do if somebody comes. There's no really good place to hide, and this mirror is now outside. So, suggestions?
Jump off.
What?
No, I'm sorry. What was your idea?
Jump off.
I I'd prefer that it not be far away. If we're, let's say, trying to escape at short notice, whatever staircase we go up in order to ascend this tower, I would want it to be close by for us to then be like, bash smash! Like,
I agree. Abby just feels calm that someone like verbalized his thoughts.
But I think it being out there, though, no one knows it's out there.
Do we know if there are any like flying machines that are her convoys or something like that?
You haven't seen any other weather balloons around here, just the one that Morgort came to drop you off on. This whole cottage is surrounded in mist and fog as well, so it's kind of hard to see anything outside of it, not necessarily, but you didn't see any flying mechanisms or other weather balloons or things outside that would be able to kind of
I think it's fine out there. It's like people putting their junk out for free.
Abby reaches into a pocket. He's like, I have an idea. And he pulls out a parchment and his pen starts writing on it. And then he folds it in a nice way to set on top of the mirror. And the note says, not the mirror you're looking for.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, my idea, because when I hear bedroll, I think of it kind of like what is it? A zip? What is it?
Sleeping bag?
Sleeping bag.
Yeah, a full sleeping bag.
Yeah, so I was thinking we lay the mirror down, we unzip the sleeping bag, put the first part of it on the mirror, and then we put Clapperclaw on, and then he hides in the rest of it.
So the bedroll is not wide enough to hold. This is a giant oval mirror. So it wouldn't be able to house inside of a sleeping bag, unfortunately. It kind of be like a thin rectangular sheet over a tall oval mirror. But as Clapperclaw, as you write that parchment on there, Ebby, kind of put it on the mirror. Clapperclaw gently takes your bedroll, Lucy, and goes,
Okay, well, I'll look around the corner here. If I say anything, I'll let you know.
and just puts the bedroll folded over top of him, and he's just standing there.
Oh, he's so precious, please.
So there's just a folded sleeping bag just over top of Clapperclaw, this small scarecrowed frame with his gourd head is just standing there.
Perfect.
Someone took a lamp and just put a sheet over it. It was just put it in the corner.
Clapperclaw can't fit into my bag.
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Unless you emptied everything out from it, but...
Fantastic. Clapperclaw, you're doing a great job. Lucifer pats the top of the sleeping bag. Keep it up, buddy. Okay, do we want to go into the staircase to the right first or the spiral staircase to the left?
Let's do your staircase. Let's do yours.
Okay.
Going there. I'm kind of open the door, peer inside, and kind of look up the hallway, see if there's anything up there.
Do I need to close the portal somehow?
I mean, you can if you like.
Maybe touches goes it says Bandersnatch.
All right, so you touch the portal again, say Bandersnatch, and that swirling sort of mist envelops the mirror once again, and that sort of ripple inside of the surface starts to... and it becomes flush once more with a reflective surface, and you stare at yourself as you look at the mirror.
So pretty. Okay.
So the portal is closed.
I closed the portal just because I didn't think something coming through would be a good idea.
Smart.
Okay.
Okay. And as you
hopefully it's not a charged up mirror and we ran out of the charges.
That.
one and done. As you go over to the stairwell here, what are all of your passive perceptions?
For which one?
For your sheets, they'll be on the upper left-hand corner.
11.
14.
11. 14.
14.
3 of you have 14. So as you make your way over to the staircase here, and that droning sort of buzzing sound is kind of filling the upper end of the stairwell here. Ebby, Moss, and Quincy, you hear a slight, a rattling of the dishes over here. If like a loud, not a thud, but a few dishes like kind of hit each other for a minute.
Look back and see what it was, because you said it was over here.
It was around here, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look back and see if I saw anything. If anything moved.
Make a perception check.
How did you guys click and show that circle?
Hold it down. Click and hold it down. 17.
Ooh.
All right, what was your perception?
17.
7.
Lucifer's just confused as everyone else heard something but him.
You're focused on the humming of the stairs. You're like, guys, what are you looking at?
You see, it's kind of like almost like a trick of the eye, Quincy. You look, you hear that the three of you hear kind of like a clanging of dishes and cutlery. And you kind of look over, and the two of you don't see anything. But Quincy, you see what appears to be some sort of a dark blue blur, or a dark like grayish green blur, just zip from here over there.
And I'd be like back, so like, it's the squid.
Oh. And I don't see anything like where it went. It's just gone.
You saw a blur run off from this table over here. Just like a blur. Like you looked over and just saw like the corner of your eye, something move incredibly fast.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna hold Jasper. I want to kind of slowly make my way over that table right there. The table right there.
Can I go the other way and just kind of like try to corner it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So kinda like we'll
I'm
look at each
guessing
other.
Quincy just kind of like, we both heard it, but then Quincy like saw it move. I thought it was still in the dishes. So when he says that, I'm just like, oh, okay.
So kind of like walk around and try to pinch it.
Yep. So I'm in front of the stairs.
Lucifer didn't see what happened, but can sense that obviously his team is like something's going on, so he pulls out both hand axes and follows Quincy.
Okay.
Just to give him some backup.
Abby still thinks it's the squid, so he's kind of frozen a little bit.
Okay.
Valid.
Just hanging tight. All right.
Yep.
You all start to position yourselves as you hear something, and Quincy just like eyes on target. Everyone starts moving over, doing this Call of Duty arrangement around where Quincy last saw the blur come from, and you also have to make yourself closer and closer towards
Ready in action.
this. You certainly can. What would you like to ready?
I like to ready just like if I have to like quickly move or something. It's because you saw like on the defense, like rah.
So if an attack comes towards you, you want to take the dodge action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I
What's
take-
everybody else doing?
Can I also save an action?
Okay.
I have Jasper ready to go fire Force Ballista if I see anything like attack.
Attack. Okay.
Lucifer ready to attack as well, just with his hand axes.
Ready to
I'm
attack.
ready to grapple.
Ready to grapple. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you see something come out of there, you're gonna try to grapple it,
Yes.
Moss. Okay. And Lucy, if something pops out, are you gonna try to attack it, or are you waiting for something to hit you first?
No, Lucifer learns from his past and puts his hand axes away and just uses his big wingspan just to be ready for something.
I'll get you.
Are you gonna try to grab something as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, my first instinct
Two
should
grab
not be to kill
actions.
things anymore.
And then Quincy, whatever this is, if it attacks you, you'll attack it.
Yeah. If it
Okay.
attacks, I'll attack it.
And same for Ebby, if something attacks you, you can do the dodge action. Okay. So as you're all kind of creeping over towards this sort of small workshop, elongated, almost like a bench table, the bottom of it's kind of covered in shadow, and you kind of getting closer. Are you gonna, how would you like to proceed? You're all kind of going around this sort of bench area. What do you want to do next? Quincy,
We
you
know
seem
you're
to be the
under there.
closest.
We see you under there. Come out. Now.
Make an intimidation check.
Why am my dice hate me today? Intimidation. That's a 10.
Can Lucifer help him?
If you'd like to add something, you can make your own roll.
I'll roll 2 for intimidation since I'm like
Yeah.
right there cornering it.
So it's for when helping an action, it's kind of one of you can add to it. So it's kind of an either or at this point.
This just adds in, come out peacefully, so we don't have to come after you. The opposite.
Okay, roll intimidation.
Aha! 11 plus 5, 16.
As you say that and start to come towards the table, this sort of elongated bench, then you see these dark, tiny little figures hiding behind the legs of this elongated bench.
Oh no.
And then as you say that, you and Quincy both basically telling these things, come on out, we won't have to hurt you. And out of the darkness, these tiny little figures appear out of the bench. And what you see are basically tiny little frog-like visages with huge bulbous eyes, gray cracked skin, various moldy materials flowing off of their backs, these like stringy blonde hair that's coming off of the sides with like a bald head. And basically the imagery that Clarberclaw described to you of what Bavlorna looks like, these look like miniature mini-me's of Bavlorna. And they also start to come out of the work and go, and they start to book it. What do you want to do?
There's 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Can I technically grapple 2?
So you can't grapple 2, but you held an action for one that's running out. So this one, you're going to grab one as well? Okay, so here's what we will do. These guys are now running. These tiny little things are fast as fuck. As soon as they move, there's just a blur of their body just dart out of nowhere and they just hiss at you and try to run out. But you're going to try to grab them.
Yes.
So this is going to be, let's see here. Where is it? So this will be, I think it'll have to be Dex versus Dex or sleight of hand versus Dex. You're basically trying to, or no, actually this would be strength against Dex because you're trying to grab these things and they're quickly trying to dart out of the way and they are extremely fast.
Okay.
But since you held your action there, Moss and Lucy, I'll let you do the strength check at advantage because you were like ready for it when they're coming out. So Moss will do yours first as they start to dart around you and trying to get under your legs there.
Yes! Frick yeah. Okay. Strength, you said?
Yeah.
19 plus 2, 21.
21. Okay. That is an 8. So this little tiny, like, mini Bavlorna and just starts to run away. Shit, get over here! And you just grab it, and this little tiny version of Bavlorna is just struggling all over the place, but you've caught one. Lucy, you were going to try to grab another one as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as you moved in closer, same thing. You held your action. Make a strength check at advantage there. Again, that's Dex.
Woo! 17 plus 3 is a 20.
A 20, okay. 12, you grab yours as well as the little mini Bavlorna tries to dart through your legs, but you're ready for it. Just grab it by the leg and just screaming and squealing all over the place. For Abby and Quincy, these things aren't attacking necessarily. They look like they're just running in all directions. But since we had one sort of captured here and one captured here, this one little quickling is just running, is booking it. Did you two, did Quincy or Abby want to try to catch this one that's left behind?
And does it have to be a strength roll?
This would be the same thing. You wouldn't get the advantage because you didn't ready your action, but it'd be your strength against its dex.
It would be best then for Quincy because I have no strength.
I already have Jasper ready. I'd probably just freak out and go after it and just probably try to shoot it.
Oh! Oh!
Okay.
All right.
How fast is their running speed to my flying speed?
You don't know. And you're pretty far away. You just saw these little tiny toad-like creatures just like dart as quickly as possible, but only because Moss and Lucy were ready for it. Like, just grabbed him right when they saw anything and got him. Like the reflexes were super sharp, but this other one is just making a dart for it. And Quincy, unfortunately, you're about to go for it and shoot it, unless Abby, you wanted to try something to stop that.
Give me a sec.
And I yell it to freeze. Be like, "We got your friends! Stop!" I will shoot.
I could just see it where Epi is so far away. All of us are poised, and it's like a blur. And then there's Moss on the ground with like something in her hands, and then Lucifer with his pant leg, like ah.
I have to roll a personality roll in this 1 second.
Oh.
Okay. Abby kind of like freaks out, thinking that it was the squid, and uncontrollably casts Entangle at the thing.
Okay, so this is going to be an attack roll against it?
Yeah.
Or is it a...
it's an area of effect type restraint.
Right. Does that make a saving throw of some kind?
Strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. So that would... So that's... Does it restrain it, or it halves its movement?
A creature in the area you cast a spell must succeed on a strength saving throw to be restrained by an entangling plant until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the plant can use its actions to make a strength check against your spell save DC. On success, it frees itself.
All right, so strength saving throw for the little mini Bavlorna here.
Yeah.
He rolled a 13.
He fails.
Okay. So as the last little mini Bavlorna here rushes out from the little elongated bench, Moss, you grabbed yours. Lucy, you grabbed yours. Quincy, you're about to just freaking out. This tiny little gross, disgusting toad-like creature that's just running out of the way, almost like a mouse scurrying out of somewhere. It's just the movement of it is just kind of shocking. And Abby immediately just flaps out those very colorful wings, and various vines and greenery start erupting out of the floorboards, and this little thing goes, and you see this little vine wrap around its tiny little leg, and gets pulled over towards you, and the vine quickly wraps around it like a boa constrictor, and it's struggling and cannot move.
Nice. I want to walk up to the one that's entangled. What are you?
Question mark abyssal?
I'm sorry. Does anyone speak
That
frog?
Abyssal.
we don't know what it is.
It's not abyssal. It's appears to be Sylvan.
I speak Sylvan!
Yay!
Wait. Oh, you guys are random. What the heck? No, I don't know that. Okay.
So as this little mini version of Bavlorna is just struggling in your hands, all three of them are kind of saying the same thing in this very sort of dumbed down, archaic language, almost Neanderthalian, like very like caveman-esque in their verbiage, just saying, "Must warn Bavlorna! Must warn Bavlorna!"
No. What is he saying?
That's one Bavlorna.
They're working for Bavlorna. They're little spies.
What do we do with them?
Like in my mind, I think these are like tadpoles. If she's like toad-like, I feel like these are like tadpoles.
Oh, they're her kids.
Like
that's
or
dark.
clones.
Okay,
No.
that's better.
I'm gonna say clones.
That makes this part a lot easier.
Can you? What else do they know? Can you ask them what they know? And
Where's Bavlorna? Yeah, well, where is she? Okay.
I don't think
they're just saying that over and over and over again.
Guys, they seem to be like really like set on this one mission to warn her. I don't think they know much else or are born with much else in life other than to warn Bavlorna.
So here's a question, friends. What if, like, you know, hypothetically speaking, there is this creature called Voldemort, and he separated his life forces out into sevens. And you know, we couldn't kill these things off. But what if then
hypothetically
knew that we did that?
What if we threw them through the mirror?
No!
That would cause chaos on the other end.
In the carnival?
I mean, they'd never be able to get back.
I'm not
But the carnival would have a bunch of these things running around.
But it'd be really funny.
Oh my lord.
It would be a little bit funny.
Wait,
And we wouldn't be killing them.
should we ask Clabberclaw about these creatures?
That's a good idea.
Well, Lucifer, you're closest to Clabberclaw. I'll walk with you, but my little
I'll be like, what is this?
Squirrely little thing. He pokes his head around. He goes, Clabberclaw, buddy.
All right, so as you come out onto the balcony, Clabberclaw just standing there perfectly still with the bedroll flapped over their small little scarecrow body, and he can hear. And just you say, "What is this?" You're like,
Oh, nope, not doing that. Nope.
Okay, hey, no worries, buddy. You don't need to look at it. It's very small.
I'm never gonna. Nope.
That's great. You don't have to look at it at all. What is it?
Those things are part of they're a part of Bavlorna. They're her lordlings.
So if we destroy them, what happens?
They die.
Does a part of her die as well, or?
I don't think so. I think they're just parts of her.
Now, Clabberclaw, you don't have to do anything, and I wouldn't make you do anything, but if you were in our shoes, what would you say would be the best plan of action with these little creatures?
Stop traumatizing my baby.
What if they took
This
your
is
dad?
hypothetical, buddy.
Okay, get rid of it.
Oh no, I'm gonna
I shoot the one in the thorns, yeah.
Are they living things?
Okay. So hold on. So Quincy, make an attack at advantage. This thing is constrained, unable to move as it's wrapped up in a vine.
Am I a horrible person? Probably. I'm a 23.
That hits. Roll damage.
What's the damage here again? What is that? That's like 5 plus 2d8. 3. That's 8. 8 damage.
8 damage. As this thing is kind of wrapped up, part of its hand kind of gets free, and as part of its leg starting to get free, it's trying to get out of the thorns. You go, boom! Like half of its body just gets obliterated, and parts of the chunks of it falls into the preservation pool. And like half of its body's dangling there, and like bits of black ooze and gray blood just starts pooling out from the vines onto the floor.
Not dead.
It's barely alive. It's just struggling there with
Step
half
on
its
it like
blood
it's
blown
gone.
away.
Wait, does Abby step on it?
What?
Does Abby
this
step
is-
on it?
No, Abby doesn't step on it. He's just
Oh,
like
okay.
freaked out.
I'm like, Abby.
No, he does not step on it.
Do you want to end it, Quincy?
Yes.
Okay, make another attack roll.
Oh my gosh. That's a 19.
That hits.
Oh.
I'm not gonna make you roll damage. You fucking go that. As this thing is like half of its little Bavlorna body, this decrepit, gray, cracked skin, big bulging eyes, and horrid shape. You blasted half of its body away. Like, oh god, I'm sorry.
Am I a bad person?
No.
You just blow the other parts away, and they scatter everywhere, and the thing is toast.
Okay.
Robert Glossy, get rid of it.
And then
Okay.
the vines just like flick off the goo and then slowly just start to recede.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the two of you, Moss, you got yours. Lucy, you have yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna take mine into this like cloth room over here, and I'm going to like
Wrap it
like,
with the
I'm gonna place a cloth on it, and I'm gonna smash it with my
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
All right, make an attack at advantage.
Did it have a name?
No, don't ask it.
They're called her Lornlings.
One's
Oh.
Bav, one's Lorne, and one's Nah.
Attack roll 15.
That hits. Roll damage.
Oh,
Oh, actually, wait, 15?
yeah.
You miss, and you hit the ground with your hand.
Oh my gosh.
Dang it. Okay. I don't want to spend a key point on these frickers, so I'm just gonna keep like my other hand just like, God damn it.
Well, before you do that, because it technically missed.
Oh.
It
Before
has a chance
response,
to
can Evie hold the door shut?
You want to close the door?
Hold the door!
Make me a dex check.
I don't want to
It
kill
landed
it.
on the side. Can I reroll?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was cocked.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh no.
That's a one.
What was it?
One.
Okay, so before that
Oh, no.
completes its thing, Lucy, what were you doing with your Lornling?
So, Lucifer watches Quincy straight up kill that one.
And you see Moss take hers into the fabric room.
And he is like very clear she's trying to swing at this thing and kill it. And Lucifer's just got his by the feet. Just realizing that his team clearly is on the same page. He just takes this thing and very much like Hulk to Loki in Marvel, just goes, wah, wah, wah. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna miss. Let's hit the floor with it.
The floor moves as you swing.
All right, how's this gonna work? Because it's not attack. You're trying to use your strength to smack it. How's this gonna work?
Either that, or I can use the stone door frame.
Stab
If
it with
his
the unicorn horn.
strength roll meets the
Yeah.
the AC, then he hits it.
Yeah, so make me a strength check.
Oh, 15 doesn't do
Can it be at advantage since I have it in my hand?
Yeah, he's considered to be grappled, so we'll say that's advantage for sure.
Frick.
Freaking A!
No!
Ah!
It was only a 10.
No!
You have your Lornling
Kind of
around,
swing
and as soon as you go to swing it, because you're not holding it with both hands anymore, you go to swing it, and its tiny little legs just able to slip out of your grip, and it starts to run away. And then the one from you, Jackie, as you went to punch it in the cloth, it went out of the way, bam, and it's trying to run out the door. Abby, even before we can run towards the door, these things are incredibly fast. And this one, let me see where the ruler is.
Oh gosh.
Oh my no. Oh no.
In a flash and a blur, both of them just run at lightning speed towards that spiral case.
This is what I get for being humane.
This
And
is what
both of
you do
them
for not giving it in the mirror.
are
Ugh.
gone. And as the Lornlings escape your grasp and in a blur of gray skin, bolt it towards the staircase. It's there, everyone, that we're going to take our break.
Ah!
We will take a quick 5-minute break. We'll make this one quick just so we can get all of the goodiness of this cottage out of the session today. But yeah, guys, we're going to stretch the legs, refill the drinks, and we'll be right back in 5 minutes. Don't go
Yummy.
anywhere. And we're back. Okay, thank you everyone for sticking around while we refilled the drinks and cried a little bit on the actions that just occurred. But we are going to dive right back into things, everybody. So, as you eliminated one of the mini Bavlornas, one of the mini Lornlings, unfortunately letting two escape your grasp narrowly as they booked it in a flash of speed up the spiral staircase. The Lornlings have gone to Bavlorna. So with that in mind, what would you all like to do?
Okay,
Sigh
everyone,
in
limited
disbelief.
time.
Well, I killed mine. No, let's not throw him in the mirror. That'd be horrible for the carnival. Now she knows we're here.
Do we go up the same staircase that they went up, or do we go up the other staircase?
I think we go up the other staircase if they went up the same.
Yeah, if they're going up one staircase, I don't want to follow the tattletales.
Agreed.
The tadpole tails.
Lucifer pokes his head outside one more time and just goes, Clabberclaw. I'm going to ask you.
Still standing there with the bedroll over top of their small frame.
Huh?
I'm going to ask you one more time,
Okay.
as I don't think it is safe for you here.
Oh,
Will you come with us so we can at least protect you, or do you want to stay out here?
Nope, not doing that. I'll stay right here. I'll protect the mirror. And that's it.
But wouldn't they know that we moved the mirror now, and she'll know the mirror's been moved, and then because he's up there, it knows that he's a bedroll, even though it's not a bedroll.
I don't think we can worry about that at the moment.
Do you think Clabberclaw will be safer if we put him through the portal?
Well, now we're putting things through the portal now.
Well, he's not going to terrorize the whole carnival. Quincy.
But when the carnival terrorizes him,
That's what I'm worried about.
Right.
That's what Eddie said.
You see like the bedroll just like shaking uncontrollably.
We should just leave Clapperclaw alone.
Quincy, can Clabberclaw hang out in your infinite bag?
No, he will die in there.
Does Clabberclaw
That's not how a
need
bag of many things work.
Does he need air?
Does Clabberclaw
Bag of
need
blood.
air?
keep his head outside of it. And
That's
then
not how it works. I built these things. I know how these work. That's not how
Every
this works.
10 minutes, just go.
So are you saying if you could put Bavlorna inside your bag?
It takes 10 minutes to
So
suffocate.
you're saying we should put the small things in your bag, Quincy?
We should have.
No.
Well,
That would have been like drowning cat. So I killed mine. I don't know. We all
I'm
had
just going
problems.
to the stairs.
I'll follow moss.
so there's the same thing. It's just like, all right.
I'm ignoring Quincy right now.
All right. As you quit giving Clabberclaw an anxiety attack, you go over to this rickety stair set where that buzzing, droning sound is still kind of permeating up here. So, Lucy, you're kind of leading the charge up here.
Mm-hmm.
Make me a quick perception check.
Sound like bees, Lucifer? I'm allergic.
What?
Does it sound like bees? I don't like that look.
3.
You got a 3.
Yep.
Okay.
As
So
it
yeah,
turns out,
looking.
super side does not help.
Unfortunately not, but it is a little dim light in here, but you can see that perfectly fine with your grayscale image. But yeah, the stairs obviously don't look great. But the rickety railing that hugs the edge of the staircase is there for you to kind of like hold on to. The droning seems to be coming from a shadowed corner above the door on the top of the stairs. Because there's a door at the bottom and you opened it, and then there's this rickety staircase going up, and there's a closed door at the top of the stairs too. And that droning sound is coming from the top of the stairs. And it sounds like buzzing.
Lucifer, with his hand axes out, heads up.
Après-vous. That's Spanish.
Okay, I'm gonna had that ready, like an
Yeah,
action.
Lucius has,
I'll have Jasper reloaded, ready to go.
Lucius has his hand axe and starts going up the stairs.
Okay. So as you go up the stairs, there, Lucy kind of leading the charge. As soon as you go up to that second and third rung of the stairs, you notice that the wood is instantly sagging and it's rotted and warped and gooey as your foot goes straight through the second rung. You put your hand out, breaks through the third rung. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I reach for him to get help action?
Advantage. Sure, yeah, do it at advantage.
Lucifer!
It's a 12 dexterity saving throw.
At advantage.
Oh, God. Nope, 12.
So
I rolled
unfortunately,
a 10 against me.
the rest of you just see. This is what you see. Lucy has the like sword in hand with like the bow. It's like, all right, guys, you ready to do this? All right. You plunge 35 feet into the 20-foot deep lake that's surrounding the cottage. Are you wearing heavy metal armor, or what's your armor type?
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Do I have like a rope? I
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, Fluffy.
I have
I'm
fluffy.
wearing heavy armor chainmail.
Oh no. Oh.
So you fall into the lake underneath, and the rest of you just hear the just big plunge of water as Lucy just falls straight down. And as you start to sink, Lucy, you're going to the bottom of the lake here. I need you to make me a athletics check to see if you can swim up to the top as the weight of your
Thank
armor is pulling
God.
you down.
Athletics,
Mm-hmm.
19 plus 5.
Yeah, so you're able to like stop yourself from sinking with just a bit more gusto. And you hear Lucy like gasping for air as they breach the surface of the water.
How far
below.
down is he to the water?
35 feet.
I have rope. I have rope. So I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to take it and like throw it down at him and like brace myself to
And I'll help.
Okay. So Lucy, as this bit of rope starts to dangle down from the hole and comes down to the lake, you're gonna grab it and start pulling yourself up.
Lucifer, in shock, is just going to grab it. He's like, he doesn't hate water, but he's just so shocked. He grabs the bottom of the rope and like bites the rope just to lock onto it. He's like pissed at himself for being embarrassed. He's like,
So Moss, you want to pull Lucy up then?
Yes.
All right, make an athletics check at advantage with
yeah,
Quincy's
maybe
help
decline
there.
that will.
Okay. Okay. Athletics.
Lucy, you're chunky.
You're choking.
Yeah, sorry.
18.
What was the result?
18.
Oh, 18, sorry, I just blanked out. Yeah, so you and Quincy are able to
Pause.
pull up Lucy as Lucy's biting on the edge of the rope, just trying to relieve all that frustration and pain, chopping on the rope, and you see a fully drenched and wet Lucy come out from the hole in the staircase.
Moss like holds like the scruff of his armor really proudly. I caught a hellfish.
Too scrawny, throw it back.
Takes the rope out of his mouth. Thank you.
Hey, baby, you want to
give
go
him a
first?
pat on the head.
Abby pokes his head through the doorway, seeing all this, and I was like, "What happened?"
Look on
Lucifer got wet.
Oh.
Maybe. Also, real quick, how actual are these wings? Are they there all the time, or are they not there all the time? What is?
So it's more of a sort of ethereal, magical effect when you're like in that enraged mode, when in that fighter
Fantastic.
stance. They kind of like appear, but they're not physical wings.
Perfect, fantastic, glorious. So
you can't really fly.
correct. So
You're a
Lucifer
liar.
is just like,
You're a liar.
thank you. Perhaps we go the spiral staircase way.
This means this is a
Like,
really
like a wet
good
dog.
way.
Lucifer's
But
like
is
a
there
wet
something
dog
up
who
here? I
didn't
can
want to
fly
bat.
out.
He's just like,
I can actually fly up. I have wings. I can go up.
Abby, go.
Abby just trots with it, just like, and like smiles at Lucius. And goes like,
He just like stands in the room, just wait to hear how his friends tell him how it goes, and starts like shaking the water off.
Oh my god. Okay, so Abby, you are going to float up the top of the stairs then?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so making your way up there. You hear that droning, that buzzing noise getting a bit louder and louder as you get to the top of the staircase there.
Yeah.
It seems to be coming kind of from like the top of the door, sort of in the corner above the door. It's kind of nested, like there seems to be some sort of like bees, wasp nest or something, kind of like inundated. You see bits of the hive like combing out from the top of the door, nestling into the other part of the corner of the door.
Are
But
bees
the door is closed currently.
Are bees considered beasts in this?
They are tiny beasts.
I can talk to them.
I'll say you have the dragonfly friends too.
Yeah, they're a swarm of tiny beasts.
I can talk to them. Yay. So Abby looks up and then looks back to him. I was like, it's a bunch of bees. He doesn't say it too loud because of course he's still like worried about sounds. So, but enough to make sure his friends to hear that it's bees up here.
So they all, you hear that from Abby saying, it's bees.
That's great.
What else is up there?
Abby looks up to the bees and like, greetings, buzz, buzz, buzz. What is up here? What is here? What is over there? What's behind the door?
All right, make an animal handling check, I guess.
What is
But I have the skill to talk to them clearly and they understand me.
Oh yes, this is more to determine how they're going to be towards you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Luce is in the room just.
16.
16. So as you speak to these nest of wasps and bees and everything, just a droning of buzzing kind of it's hard because there's a couple that are mostly like the bulk of it is outside. They can kind of see that the nest comb kind of situates itself above the door, kind of nests in this corner, but you can probably surmise that the bulk of it is kind of on the other side. And then a little single bee just starts to, a wasp kind of crawls out of the nest comb and just comes straight towards you. And you ask it, what's up there? What's on the other side of this door? Bavlorna is here looking for food.
You're looking for food or Bavlorna's looking for food?
They're looking for food.
They're
wasps.
looking for food. You guys have food? Yes, I say that down to the team.
I want food.
Can I look at my destroyed corset where I stuffed the sandwich?
Oh, I want to look at that.
Any, like remnants of the sandwich in there?
Oh, wait. I have food. Abby holds up his wrist with the flower, and there's some nectar in the flower.
That is correct. So as you reach out for the flower and kind of present it over to the bee, essentially, the one bee, what do you want to say to them?
I'll be like, if you're hungry, I have some I could share with you.
Perfect. And it just goes right into the bulk of your flower. There's a rustle in there for a little bit of pollen. I shall tell the others. Goes up to the wasp. You kind of wait a minute as like a few more like come over and start to nestle into it. You're just kind of holding it there. As your friends kind of looking up at you, as you're just holding this flower, and a few bees are kind of coming in, nestling inside, getting pollen. And a couple come in and then they leave until the remnants inside is kind of gone. And that same bee comes back. She's like, thank you. Kind of little bee bow. And then starts to go back to its hive.
Okay. Abby doesn't want to disturb them anymore, but like, anytime, I'm here all day. And then he just turns around and just like flutters back down and is like, they were very nice.
What's up there?
Bees and Bavlorna. Bees and
So-
Bavlorna.
We go the other way.
I'd say so. They have a very nice nest, and I feel very bad if it got destroyed.
Okay.
Attached to the door.
Spouse staircase it is.
Ooh, okay, I'm holding a reaction
For
for going upstairs. If Bavlorna is upstairs, I'm holding a reaction.
All right, so holding a reaction to attack if you see Bavlorna.
So if I hold a reaction, is that different than just a natural reaction?
So there's holding your action is a reaction of sorts. So you are basically, like we said before, kind of holding an action is a triggering effect for you to preemptively do something ahead of the turn order, basically. So like, I'm gonna hold my action. If I see so-and-so, I want to hit him with a fireball. Okay, everyone does their hold action sort of trigger, and then if that thing comes up, then it'll happen. And then you'll do it ahead of initiative, basically. You have like an extra sort of attack to get ahead of the initiative order, rather than if you didn't do that.
So what's our plan? Are we here to kill Bavlorna? Or are we here to ask questions?
I'm surprised so far that there's not more security here
Me too.
compared to everybody else we've run into.
But if it's Bavlorna, wouldn't she be security enough?
I suppose.
We don't even know if she's as powerful as people make her out to be.
Or if there's booby traps around this place.
Also true. But if we see
As I've
her,
discovered,
are we going
there
to
was a
kill her?
natural booby trap via those old stairs.
That's a great point, Quincy says. Do we have to kill?
But are we going to? Like,
I really don't think that someone who overtook a whole realm would be convinced of anything else but wanting to control it.
so as long as we're on the same page, that's all I need to know.
Can we please get an agreement across minds before,
All four of us.
Eyes just kind of.
I'm gonna look at Abby.
Abby just like looks at them. It's like, and you're just like, I won't do the killing, but I will help your decision.
Just
That's
make sure we don't die, okay?
I can do that.
Then you can force.
And don't heal Bavlorna.
No.
Please.
Abby lifts his hands. Don't heal Bavlorna.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna ready an attack. If I see Bavlorna, I'm gonna shoot her. I'm gonna ready Jasper.
I'm gonna ready and evade.
Ready a dodge action if she comes.
I get shot too many times in this story.
Yeah.
I'm actually also going to go on the defensive and do a dodge action.
Okay. Good. Lucy.
Lucifer's
wanna hold your
just,
action?
slowly pouting, still pouting a little bit because of being wet. Lucifer will prepare in. There's no talking with this person, right?
I don't know. We don't know.
You've never met them before.
So he's gonna. What are the options? Because I don't think Lucifer wants to just attack out the jump.
We attack them and kill
can-
them,
Yeah.
or talk to them.
I like talking.
So Quincy goes up last.
So Lucifer will be back with Quincy then, because he
I'll
also
go-
wants to attack, but he'd prefer if there was going to be communication that happens first.
Okay, so Ebby goes first, Moss goes second.
Then Lucifer, then me.
Okay. Everyone in agreement?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so who's going first?
Not me.
What? You're our negotiator.
I also die the easiest. Fine.
Wait, let me try this. Wait. Before we go up. I'm gonna put Jasper. I'm gonna cancel shooting Bavlorna. I wanna look at my tattoos and I'm gonna look at the one with I tattooed myself with the 2 darklings. I'm gonna touch that one, and then I'm gonna use the cantrip Disguise Self to turn myself to look like Agdon.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm like, let me try this. I'm gonna turn into the Herringon.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see, I should still have that mini. It was a while ago. But that's okay. I'll just put a little marking on you and just say you are disguised as Agdon. Right there. So the rest of you just see Quincy just sort of take a spin, and this sort of glitter goes over their whole body, and they suddenly just change with a flash as you see the blue scarf start to fall down from their neck. Those familiar Herringong ears perk up, and you are standing before a very good spitting image of Agdon Longscarf.
Let's hear your accent, Quincy.
I don't sound like him at all.
I mean, you could sound like him a little bit.
I sounded like him a little bit, but I'll go first and see what we can do. I promise I won't attack, but maybe this will get us some answers before we start the fight.
Okay, and before we go up, I'm also going to go over to Ebby and just kind of like pat his head a little bit and just be like, everything's gonna be okay. And I'm going to cast the cantrip resistance on him, where he gets a plus D4 to any saving roll of his choice.
Yay!
There you go. And that lasts for an hour or 10 minutes?
It ends when they use it. The roll, it can roll the die before or after making the saving throw. So it's just using it.
Okay, there you go. I got a +4 there. Okay, so Abby, are you still going first?
Reluctantly. But yes.
So Ebby and Quincy, because now Quincy is Agdon.
I'll go first. I can go first. My fine feathered friend. I'll go first.
Okay. Okay. Abby, like.
So your resistance is concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
Okay.
So you, as long as you hold concentration, but it's only a minute, so it's not a very long. It's literally a minute, and then it's done.
Okay.
Do you want to wait to use it then, just for now?
It's a cantrip, so I can keep using it.
Okay.
So I don't mind casting it. I'll just be close to Ebby.
Cantrip.
Okay, but it'll last like him going up the stairs and like hanging out there for a little bit. So if anything's waiting, at least you'll have that D4 ready. So okay. So here we go. Ebby starts to walk up the spiral staircase here.
I'm going first.
I'm
going first.
Oh wait, no, Quincy's going first.
I'm gonna go first since I'm Agdon now. I'm gonna go first.
Okay. So with Quincy as Agdon, and if you want to look at the upper part of the map, you got a little bit of an opening here.
Okay.
So
It's a
Quincy,
hallway.
you come up the stairwell here.
Oh, okay, we're up there on the map now. I just saw Quincy sing go, woo!
As in your Agdon long scarf disguise, as you go up the spiral staircase, just creaking with each step, you notice that the walls of this dank hallway are covered with scores of portraits depicting grumpy, sad, frightened, and angry people. The figures include humans, elves, halflings, bullywogs, and goblins, among others. The portraits are rendered in a variety of mediums, including paintings, etchings, and sketches. All are displayed in gaudy, gilded frames. A framed oval mirror, 2 feet wide and 5 feet tall, hangs in the middle of one wall. As you kind of look around the corner here, you see it hanging right here.
I see a mirror hanging there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll look into it. I'll touch it. It's a Bandersnatch.
So as you look into it in your Agdon disguise, you notice that as soon as you step into the mirror's reflection, it begins to alter your reflection as you gaze into it. As you're kind of looking into it and you have this kind of look of intrigue and curiosity, you notice that the mirror isn't reflecting that. It just shows you bereft of expression or emotion altogether.
That's odd.
And as you go up to it and you say Bandersnatch and touch the mirror, nothing seems to happen.
Do the other chant.
Spittle spew, and I'll touch it.
Biddle spew. Nothing.
Do the other chant.
I don't remember the other chant, to be honest, so I'll probably just keep on going and look down the hall. And I want to look in this one. The one, it's like right here. I want to look in that door. What's in this one?
In that door right there, let me see. Okay, going up there. That is that. 1 second. Just gonna see something here. Okay. So as you're going into this room here, you're just gonna go open the door willy-nilly?
Let me listen and see if I can hear anything.
All right, make a perception check.
Okay.
Do the Agdon ears help him?
They're not his real ears, it's all just illusion.
Smoke and mirrors.
8.
8. Put your ear against the door.
So I do hear something.
Sounding like the etchings of the Lornlings that you had heard earlier.
I'm gonna kind of walk.
And two other voices in there that you don't recognize.
2 other voices. Okay. I'm gonna go down the stairs, kind of creep back down the stairs and be like, I heard them. They're up here. I think it's them in this room up here. What do we do?
Maybe we go check are there other doors upstairs?
There's plenty of other rooms here, but
I like that idea. Stay away from the danger.
Let's go check the other rooms.
all right.
So you're going to go up that other staircase then? Or do you want to go to a different room there, Quincy?
Oh, we could go up the other staircase. It'd be a long way around knowing that it's not maybe going to lead.
But we can't go through there.
Because...
The bees have a home and will wreck the home.
Well, can we take and relocate them to a new home?
But like the
also told Abby that through the door is
Bavlorna is right there on the
Well,
other
they didn't specify, just to be fair, because so you guys get an accurate depiction. You just asked them what's up here. And they said Bavlorna. They didn't say Bavlorna is on the other side of the door, just to be fair.
Okay, that's my fault because I said so many questions, including what's on the other side of the door, so I took it in the wrong light then. Okay.
So the other door, hall staircase might be the best way to go.
But how will you guys get up there?
I disagree.
It's up to you.
Aren't there other doors up here to check first?
Yes, there are.
Do you trust them?
Sure.
Okay.
I want to head up there, and if Quincy has hesitation, I want to check out these other rooms. Like
Yeah,
not look, but like here.
I'm gonna keep guard at this door here.
Okay.
Kind of just like if the door opens, Agdon long.
The rest of you want to go up there?
I want to. I don't know about the others.
Okay.
Lucifer doesn't want anyone to go swimming via that other staircase.
You could also just jump over that hole as well.
But you want to
Oh,
go
wow.
swimming in the staircase?
No, he's going to want us to go swimming via that staircase, and he doesn't trust that if a baby step broke through those, that a jump would be any better.
You're not wrong.
All right, I'm gonna stay at the door. If Bavlorna or something opens the door, Agdon Longscarf is there. I'm gonna just kind of stay guard at this floor.
Okay. So the rest of you start to creep up the staircase as well. And are you trying to stealth? You go up quietly, or?
I am.
Yeah. All right. Make another set of stealth checks there.
Oh, please be nice.
Thank you, God.
Oh, a nat 20.
Hey,
Finally something.
I really wanted that to be an attack roll, though, but okay.
I got 16.
I'm also 16.
Okay.
I want to do that the whole Tom and Jerry where I'm literally in between the picture frames on the wall.
Ooh,
So
boss
as
is
you're
flexible.
slinking around the hallway here, you do notice two doors on this other longer side, and you all see the various portraits of various creatures from the Feywild. Some paintings, some are sketches, etchings, all in those gaudy frames. You as well do see that very big oval mirror on the wall as well. And as each of you moves past it, you just notice that your faces are all like this. Like, even if you like look intrigued or like surprised, like it doesn't seem to change the face that's reflecting of just an emotionless reflection back at you.
Okay. I slinked past there and I want to look at this door, the one to my right. Like I want to listen in on it.
Okay, that one over there. Make me a perception check.
Cool. Ooh, okay. Perception. Ooh, that's +4. That's a 22.
Mm-hmm.
22.
These are good rolls, but I need them
These
for
are-
battle.
So you put your cat ears, your tabaxi ears to the door, and like you can hear a bit of the muffled voices coming from that other room. As you get farther away from it, you put your ear to this door, you don't hear any voices in here at all.
Guys, I don't think there's anyone in here. Do we want to check it out or no?
Go ahead, I guess. Sure.
Okay. Do I know if I have to do the whole dress stuffing technique to open the door on this one? Does it look molded?
The hinges don't look as rusty as the other ones
Cool.
from the
So
bottom.
I want to slowly open it.
Okay,
Open this room.
And Lucifer back her up.
sure. If you want to join her there.
Oh,
A bad.
A
So as you
moldy
come
bed.
into this
Really?
room, as you just
Mm.
open it slightly, it's not a big loud creak. This appears to be just a dusty, uncluttered room. Several shadow boxes hang on the wall to either side of a modest bed with moldering linens. Most of the shadow boxes, as you're kind of like looking around, they seem to contain like mummified pixies, like pinned to boards, like a collection of butterflies.
Ooh.
The glass on one of the shadow boxes looks like it's been broken and its contents are missing, but that's about it.
Okay.
And as Moss and Lucy are kind of hanging out in that room there, Abby, did you want to do anything as well?
Abby is just kind of watching the stairs, but he feels comfortable, so he's going to just move just over here between everything, so he can still be there in case Quincy needs help, but also in case I need help.
So you as well, you start to walk past that mirror and you notice that your face is just constantly this emotionless reflection back at you.
As he stares at it, he forces like himself to like smile, do multiple faces, and then just like half silently, but then like stares at it just to inspect it. Can I do an Arcana check?
So even before you go in to investigate that, the minute that you look into the mirror and give it a big smile, your face smiles with you. And you hear this as the mirror jettisons forward a bit.
What
the
thing
wall.
happened?
Secret.
The mirror moved. The mirror moved. What? It smiled at me and the mirror moved.
Open it.
Open it.
Last
As
time I
you go
touched a mirror, things happened. Are you sure?
You're paired with a mirror guy today.
I went to a carnival. It wasn't a bad thing.
Okay. Abby puts his hands. Please don't be a squid. Abby puts his hands onto the mirror and like
So
tries
as
to move it to see if it moves at all. So
Yeah, so as you go over to this secret door the mirror was hiding, you notice that it swings inward and reveals a hidden passage.
I found the passage.
Oh my gosh. Go down it. Go down.
Okay. Abby just goes inside.
Okay, so as you start to go down this secret passage, a moldy scent kind of hangs in the air in this dark sort of L-shaped hallway.
Okay.
As you just start walking towards the end of this hall here, you notice that your size, Ebby, starts to shrink. As the more steps you take forward, you notice that your head is starting to get lower and lower to the bottom of the floor as the walls in the hallway grows larger and larger and larger. And as you sort of get almost the end of the hallway there, you kind of look back and the door is massively huge.
Oh.
Can I be like peering in like, Abby, you're tiny. Abby, you're tiny.
I'm so small.
Walk back. Walk back.
He starts to walk back just a little bit to see what happens.
Oh,
Oh, it's magic.
Okay.
So Abby just continues to walk. Let's hope I don't turn into nothing.
Oh.
Okay.
I think there might be a tiny door like Alice in Wonderland type thing.
Probably at the end.
Yeah.
Can I do a once I get there to see the rest, I want to pull an Arcana check at this point. Like once I see what's after this corner.
So after you kind of turn the corner here, your body's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And as you kind of go past that corner, you see a solid wall that seems to be, it's blocked by something. Make me an investigation check.
I fell out. A 1.
Oh, no.
Retire that dice.
Yep.
Is Ebby the same size as the little morphlings?
The Lornlings, at this
Lornlings.
point, they're getting like even smaller than those, or like around the same height almost.
I changed my dice. That dice did too many ones today.
Dice jail.
But as you look over, Ebby, you can see that this whole hallway is dark. Like it's completely, there's no light or anything. So you have a hard time. You can just see what kind of looks like a bit of light coming out from the other end of that wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like there's like a little mouse hole that's like, but it's like blocked by something. Like there's something in the way of it, but you can't really make out what it is.
Abby turns Moss. There's a thing that's blocked by another thing over here, but there's light with the thing. I think it's a hole.
Are you guys okay with me going in there, or do you guys want someone else to go there?
If you go through wherever it is, are you going to stay tiny?
I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, so Moss gets on all fours and she just starts like crawling.
Right. So you start to make your way towards Ebby as your body mass just to shrink the more you walk into this hallway, and the walls and the door just start to grow larger the more you sort of walk down.
Honestly,
my head
I
in.
don't understand, this is like really, oh my god, everything's so huge now.
You're like pocket moss now. You're like a
Don't you
kitten.
dare!
Oh my
Gosh, you're so cute!
Abby starts holding his throat, like, why did my voice change?
It's just always high pitched. That's why.
Okay, I mean, what were you looking at?
A hole.
Moss, make me a investigation check there.
Please be good. Oh, I fell off.
That happened to me too. Be careful.
Oh, that was not bad. Perception. 14 plus 4, 18.
18. So you can make this out a bit better than Ebby. this seems to be about a 2-inch wide, 4-inch tall mouse hole at the base of the wall. And it looks like the mouse hole is blocked by a tiny wooden door that is barred on this side by a steel needle.
Does the needle look thick enough or heavy enough that I could move it?
You can certainly try.
Together.
Okay. Well, let's try to do it. Okay.
Okay, so as the two of you go over to the little needle that's barring this little mouse door, your strength is like barely anything because you're so tiny. So normally you would have disadvantage on this, but since you're getting help, it'll be a straight roll for one of you.
You should do it. I have no strength.
Okay, I shall do it.
All right, make strength roll. Just one and done.
God damn it, that's a nat 1.
Luther pokes his head and goes, should we trade out? Should you two come out and I try to go in?
Just hear these little squeaks.
So with that nat one, Moss, as you're like trying to wedge the needle out, you're kind of pulling it from an end where the needle is kind of like a little bit bigger on one end, and you're trying to pull it through, but it's just wedging itself even more into the mechanism here, making it even harder.
Abby walks up. You should stop. You're doing this wrong. Stop. Stop. Let me try.
All right, so this time this will be at disadvantage because the nat 1 made it even harder to get out.
Sorry.
Oh, that was a nat 20 on the first roll.
Oh, let's hope it's a better than a nat 1 on the second.
A 2!
Any pluses or anything?
What?
Any pluses or anything, or no?
I have no pluses in strength. I have no strength modifiers at all.
All right, so unfortunately, that needle is wedged in there really tight and good, and it's
Yeah, you could do it, huh?
not being
Well,
able
you
to...
didn't do any better. At least I tried the right direction.
So Lucifer can't really understand them because their voices are so tiny, but he just kind of leans his head into the hole and he just goes, do you guys need some help in there?
Okay, so I'm gonna. Perfect. By the way,
Abby just leaves. He wants to stay at the door. He likes being safe in this whole hall.
okay. Yeah. So Moss also comes out.
You're like, I couldn't freaking get it. It was such a large needle, and Lucifer, you could try. Gosh.
Meaning they pushed it the wrong direction.
So,
It was dark. I thought it was a toothpick.
also,
I didn't
how big is
think-
this hole?
2 inches across, 4 inches high.
I'm so sorry. I mean, the hole behind the mirror to get into.
Oh, it's like the from the floor to the ceiling was like a hidden door that was
Fantastic.
open,
Great.
so you can fit in there.
All right, so Lucifer starts making his way, and then he's like, okay, I can see what you guys mean by this. It's quite strange how as you walk further and further down, it just seems to get smaller and smaller in here. And what is happening to my voice? This is why I couldn't understand anything that you guys were saying. This is absolutely crazy.
Why is everyone's voice changing but mine?
All right, Lucy. So as you go down the hallway, same thing. Your body and your whole being just gets smaller and smaller until you're standing there in front of that mouse hole. So unfortunately, Moss did kind of make this thing even tougher. So this will be disadvantage for you as well. Strength check.
Strength roll at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's too good.
Can Abby, before he does it, do produce flame? Abby's gonna do produce flame to lighten up the area.
That's okay. He has dark vision, so he can see it pretty well. Yeah.
Okay.
Lucifer rolled a 17 and a 14, so he has to take the 14.
Nice. So
You
yeah,
have inspiration. You have inspiration.
What?
You have 2.
Plus 3 is 17.
Yeah. So you go over, you kind of see where Moss kind of pulled in, kind of wedged it a bit, and you just take kind of like your two hands and you got your metal bow out that you kind of use to wedge it out a little bit so it gets out of that stuck area, and then you're able to. It's heavy too compared to your body. It's like. You get it out of the wedge.
I'm sorry. That's
I got it! Isn't that hard?
It leaves the door open to go through.
What's inside the other side?
Lucifer goes and looks inside.
Okay.
I'll back up Lucifer.
Are people going with him or just?
I am. I didn't leave the hall. I'm just went.
I'm not. I'm gonna stay by my door here.
Okay, Moss.
I want
You
to check out.
suddenly hear Lucy in a small, tiny voice.
I got it.
Good.
I got it.
I don't have the voice mod, or else
Okay.
like good for you.
You're gonna stay there with Quincy then.
Yep.
Okay. So, as this happens,
If there's a spider, I'm gone.
Help me, Cheide!
Emperor's New Groove.
why? Okay, so you open the mouse door, and Abby, you follow suit behind Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
And you find yourself going underneath. The door opens directly underneath a cabinet of sorts that you're just kind of like walking underneath. And you instantly see two creatures having a conversation over tea in the middle of this room. The first figure is seated in a time-worn armchair. She is tall, lean woman of gray complexion, dressed in black and a wide-brimmed hat obscuring her eyes. The other figure is a toad-like creature with bulging eyes and cracked skin, is clad in a shapeless garment and sits on one end of a love seat with its legs pulled up beneath it. Flies flit into and out of its mouth, which hangs agape when it isn't speaking. Two tiny versions of the creature cling to it like pets. The room is filthy. Dirty dishes and bits of discarded food lie everywhere. The furniture was perhaps once of fine quality, but now stains of mysterious origin model every surface. And the upholstery has been patched numerous times. Set with its back to the wall. In one corner is a hulking wood cabinet. Sturdy legs support the bottom of the cabinet 6 inches above the floor. A decrepit wooden staircase climbs up the wall in another corner. And this is what you see in this room.
Oh, it's the same room. Okay.
And as far as who's in this room, you see Bavlorna and 2 of the little Lornlings kind of attached to her body as Lucy and Ebby are kind of hidden under this cabinet. You can hear them sort of having a conversation. It seems that herself and this elder darkling are having a bit of a chat about some gossip about the other members of the Hourglass Coven. And as this dark gray womanly figure with this big wide-brimmed almost witch hat is sitting there in the dark with black cloak kind of woven in with their clothes, holding like a cracked teacup, steam rising out.
So, Bavlorna, I'm just curious to know how you've been doing out here this whole time. It's been quite a while since we last spoke.
And this Bavlorna, this old cracked skin toad-like person with big bulging eyes and streaky white hair that's just coming out of the back of their head with their bald top sort of gleaming in bits of firelight, with their tattered garments just wrapped and soaked in this old gross visage all around them, just kind of creeping up as they put their legs on top of the couch, and their little lornlings, little mini versions, almost like tadpoles that you said, are just crawling around her body and like up her shoulders, just sitting there as she responds,
just been here a while, just taking up in my sweet little cottage. It's very nice that I don't have to leave, and people just kind of come to me with all of my trinkets and all of my little things. But it seems that we may have company here in the cottage as of late, and I might need to send word for a little bit of help, but I might be able to find them in my own volition eventually. How are the other sisters of the Hourglass Coven doing? Have you seen my sisters Skabitha and Moongrave at all?
What was the other name?
She said, have you seen Skabitha or Moongrave at all?
Cool.
And as they're conversing with this Darkling elder, the person kind of goes back and says,
Oh, no. I haven't really seen any of your sisters as of late. I've just been, taking care of me. I set up a shop at Soggy Court, and I have a couple of my friends kind of overseeing it for the meantime. Bobble and...
Nothing, not in game. I just out of context. That's out of context. It's for Quincy.
I did nothing to those merchants. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Trinkets and Bobble are overseeing our shop at the moment, and it's doing quite well. The modifications we've made quite recently to our weather balloon encapsulating a storm was a stroke of genius.
As you see this Darkling elder just sipping on the tea, conversing with Bavlorna a little bit. And they're just kind of just continuing to talk back and forth. But basically the gist is that Bavlorna seems to know that you are in here somewhere, and they're currently trying to figure out what they want to do about it.
So,
Abby looks to Lucifer.
should we go tell our friends about this?
Absolutely.
And for Lucy and Ebby, is your passive perceptions 14 as well? I think Ebby's is.
Mine's 14.
And Lucy is lower than that.
11.
11. So Ebby, you kind of notice as this elder Darkling figure, who looks like kind of an adult version of the Darklings that you saw around the shop, you notice something a little strange, because there is like light in here that's illuminating their presence, but you don't see a shadow being cast off of the Darkling elder at all. Which is odd.
Grim?
Okay. Can Abby from this distance do an Arcana check on them? To see if it's
sure.
like a projection.
Sure.
$19.
19. So you look at the Darkling Elder, and you're like, creatures cast shadows. Like, I know this is a Darkling, but like, they cast shadows. Like, that's not a thing that Darklings can do. So you surmise that like they should have a shadow. You can see shadows being cast from the light illuminating in this room. There's shadows being cast off Bavlorna. There's shadows being cast off of the furniture and various things in here. But you just caught your eye. Like you look at the ground, just no shadow that she's casting at all.
Okay, so I get nothing from the Arcana check?
You just know that whatever this is, it's unnatural.
Unnatural. Abby looks to Lucy and in fear of being heard inside the room, he nods his head to go back into the hall so that we can talk about something quick.
Okay.
But I kind of still want to have my hearing just to listen to if anything picks up that sounds interesting to me from their conversation during the time. So I'm just going to move in here to speak of Lucy.
And as you kind of sit there for a minute and try to hear into their conversation a little bit longer, you listen in for a little longer, and as they're kind of wrapping things up, she kind of addresses the Darkling.
Well, my dear charms, I think I might need a dip in the pool, as it's been some time since I had a little bit of a dip and the skin is starting to fall off in a certain bit of places. But before we get there,
and you just see two, as you're like peering out from underneath the chest of drawers here, two of the Lornlings just look directly down at you where you are. And you hear Bavlorna croak out to you,
what act of desperation compels you to enter my home, little darlings?
And you just see this bulbous head just crack and look down at your direction, Abby and Lucy.
Oh, no.
Can I hear this? Can I hear?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
So,
That's a natural one. Ah!
You just hear...
Okay. I'm going to wait for them to do something then. Okay. I know nothing. Sure.
so we're standing somewhere that she can visibly see us when she turns around.
Well, the Lornlings got to her first.
Sure.
And knows this cottage inside and out. And those Lornlings were looking right there this whole time.
Frig. Okay, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Come on, you two, don't be shy. You've come a long way at this point. Reveal yourselves. Let's have a little chat. My friend Charm here won't hurt you, I promise.
So Lucifer just kind of does it to Abby. Should we get back to normal size first, or...
Without a doubt.
Lucifer just shouts like, we'll be right back! Hey guys,
Wait, before we get back to that.
Before that,
Yep.
as you left the doorway of sort of the mouse hole and have been listening in to this conversation for a little while.
Don't be shy. Come and hang out with us a little while.
As you look at each other and go,
What are we gonna do? Maybe we should be big for going.
both of your bodies just enlarge as the chest of drawers just flops down and falls over as both your bodies just become normal size as you're just laying on the floor inside of their cottage.
Do we hear that?
We probably hear that.
Do we
Make
hear
a
that?
perception check.
So Abby gets a bit, and starts like, oh, the dresser, oh no, and then he starts putting the dresser back.
15.
You hear like something falling and hitting the ground.
I'll knock on the door. I'll start knocking on the door. Bavlorna. That's Scottish accent. Bavlorna.
Oh,
Bavlorna.
is that we have guests inside? Let's have the whole gang come in here. Why not? Charm, you mind taking care of that for me, darling? That would be fantastic.
As you see Charm get up from the couch here and goes towards the door, still Ebby, you can see no shadow being cast at all. As Quincy, you see that the knob is turned hourglass covered sigil.
I hide. I don't know.
You're hiding?
In a stairwell?
You can if you like.
In a stairwell.
All right, make a stealth check.
So Abby puts the dresser back up to normal.
Lucifer says, "So sorry about your dresser."
He does.
Sorry, Moss, what did you roll?
It was a 2, but it's +5, so it was 7. So I literally just go, and I just like nosedive, but when you open the door,
you have an inspiration.
My tail, and then behind feet, just behind the long scarf.
So it was 7 altogether?
Yes.
Make me a dex check really quick.
You have 2 inspirations, by the way, Jackie.
I have 2?
2.
Y'all are so kind. I don't need it on that one. 17 + 5, 22.
So right as Charm, the Arkling Elder, is turning the knob, Moss just kind of freaks out in an instant. It's like, what do you? Quincy, hi! And you kind of just dive down the stairs, go, and you just like fall down, tumble over each other. But as soon as the door opens, your tail narrowly just glides down the stairs as Charm just misses you out of the corner of their eyes.
Oh.
And they rolled a 6. And looks down over at you, Quincy.
You're not Bavlorna?
Oh no. Bavlorna is right in here, my friend. We're gonna have a little bit of a group chat. Come on.
Bavlorna, I'm here to tell you that you have intruders.
Yes, it would appear so, and you are one of them.
And then looks over at you in this this Irish cadence of your Agdong long scarf appearance. Looks over.
Agdong?
Bavlorna?
I didn't summon you. Why are you here?
I've been following a trail of mercenaries who have been here, and I've come to warn you.
Warn me?
Yes.
What have they done?
That appears the soggy court is no more.
Make me a deception check, you son of a bitch.
Please. Oh, okay. That's a 19.
The soggy court. What happened to the soggy court?
Apparently, the merfolk or the mer people have risen over and taken captive of your current idiot leader. I will say that I wasn't really surprised, but I felt it my duty to at least warn you, make you aware.
And as Bavlorna kind of gets off of her love seat, her hunched back, dry bits of skin just falling from every movement that they make, their bulbous eyes looking at you with the darkened, soiled white hair that's just drifting off the ends of their neck as they just creep over to you with their large form.
And isn't it your job to make sure nobody gets in the soggy court who shouldn't be? Told and all that.
Well, I can't do everything now, can I? I also have a perception of 14. Do I notice the shadow thingy?
Pat, yes. So as the Darkling Elder is kind of hanging around you, kind of seeing shadows being cast by various torchlight, candlelight, and stuff like that. but you don't see one coming off of the Elder.
And Eddie's been waiting to tell Lucifer this at the best time, so even it's like now and as he whispers it to him, but...
Yes, Bavlorna, actually. I've been on the trail of said mercenary who's actually coming here. And the funny thing is they had no shadow.
No shadow, you say?
Yes, actually. And who's your friend here? I've never met this person here before. They have no shadow, you idiot.
And as Bavlorna just looks down at the Darkling Elder.
I did not notice that before, Charm. That is peculiar. Why don't you cast a shadow?
Sure, there's a perfectly good explanation for all this, Bavlorna. It's a strange land. I honestly don't know.
Can Lucifer start, like, as they're having this back and forth, just slowly move in towards Bavlorna?
You want to, like, sneakily do this, or...
Like, literally just, like, shuffle my feet as slowly as possible.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
If Lucifer can see this, I kind of want to put a hand up and just be careful. I have an idea.
And I'm not trying to get, like, all the way up on her, but...
You're just moving closer towards her.
It's a 10.
As you kind of step away from the corner over there, as she's kind of crept over to this side, you just see kind of like the eyes that she has are like toad-like, so they're kind of like big, bulbous, and there's kind of one on each side of the head. And as you take one step over one of the eyes, and one of the Lornlings just creeps up and looks at you as one of the eyes just looks over to your side.
Stay right there, my friend.
What? Yeah, stay right there. I mean, goes and smacks Lucifer.
And Lucifer's just like...
They're with me, Bavlorna.
Lucifer's just like, I just needed to move after being small, sorry.
What do you mean they're with you?
Of course I've needed help figuring out who usurped the soggy court. Followed them here. Found some mercenaries on the way. Of course, I can't trust my own people sometimes.
So you brought in mercenaries that you acquired to help reclaim the soggy court that fell from the sky from a weather balloon.
Welcome to the Feywild.
Come to the front door.
Because the mercenary was already here, or the person that we were tracking was already here. So we felt that we should also be stealthy. But, of course, our stealth was, as you can see, less than stellar.
And
Lucifer's just over there, just like doing little stretches awkwardly at this point.
Well, it seems that your mercenary band, there is only 2 of them. Where are the other 2?
Oh, they're around, just in case this one. And I motion towards, kind of like nudge towards Charm, gets away. Just wanted to warn you.
Roll another deception check.
It's a 12 plus 4, 16?
Oh, Lordy.
Inspiration.
Oh, wait, before you use it.
19 plus 3.
Oh, no.
Looks over at Charm and just starts to focus on the fact that they do not have a shadow.
Pretty peculiar.
And you just see Bavlorna's gears going into her head.
Agdon. Secure Charm here for a minute, will you? Can you tell your mercenary band to check up on the rest of the cottage to make sure there's no foul play going on here?
Of course. Monarch 4, search the premises. Charm, stay where you are.
Sorry, I thought. Abby just starts walking away.
My longlings will assist you in this investigation.
And you see a couple more just like pop out of her skin and just start to become full animated little tiny versions of Bavlorna. And he looks at them and just like snuggles them with a cheek and goes,
"Follow our friends, will you? Let me know everything that they see."
And they fall down.
Ooh.
And she awaits for you to guide as she looks over to Ebby and Lucy.
"Well, get at it."
Bye.
You forgive them. Good help is hard to find these days.
Lucifer makes his way out
On
to...
that front.
And sorry, Lucy?
Lucifer's making his way out here to go check on the other doors that he hasn't opened yet.
Okay.
Abby wants to go to
Boss.
the door to say.
You are currently in the stairwell, hanging out down there. What would you like to do? Are you just going to kind of stay on the stairwell for a while, or...
There's another set of stairs, or is this like the...
There was the stairs that was on the other side that had the hole in it.
Like this one right here by Quincy, is that the rotted stairs that we saw on the level?
Well, A, you don't know that they're there, and B,
Okay.
you don't know that they're... You haven't been inside the room yet, unfortunately.
That's right. No, you're good.
But with Quincy sitting inside of this room, they don't appear to be in the same part of the house that those other stairs were. Like the other stairs were on the other side of that bottom floor, and the spiral stairs are on the other side. So you can kind of surmise that like this would be in the middle of the room on the bottom floor, so it wouldn't match up.
As Abby and Lucifer pass me, I'm like, tell the cat what we're doing.
Yes.
Okay. So Abby, you go to reach Moss and kind of fill them in on what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucifer goes to this door, and as Abby's talking to Moss, is like being a little bit extra loud with trying to open it just to make sure that he's muffling sounds.
Okay. So you're gonna all go into this room here.
Mm.
And Moss, did you want to go into this room and look up those stairs then?
Yes, I think... I don't know if I was in earshot of both Bavlorna and Quincy or Longscarf.
Well, Abby found you and was just like, here's what just happened. Like,
Right,
gave you the rundown of this thing.
but
up
Bavlorna
to you.
said, get to it, you know? So since Quincy had the whole conversation of there's still mercenaries in hiding, I kind of wanted to make a performance check and like present myself being like I was the hidden mercenary and just kind of like kind of saunter my way in there, just like, yeah, you didn't see me, I'm fucking 6'3", bitch.
Or
Kinda like,
should you
but
stay
like proud
hidden?
kind of thing. No.
Okay, so you kind of
Wanna
walk
stay
into...
hidden?
Or should you stay hidden and not have your likeness?
I think
yet?
I think Moss wants to explore the other doors that are in this area.
Well, your likenesses of Ord, like, the Lornlings told her, like, there is a Tabaxi, there is, like, they saw all of you. And so, Cat's kind of out of the bag, no pun intended, with that. But yeah, Moss, if you wanted to go in there and sort of make a display of that, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, because I think that since they already know that there are others here, that it's not necessarily like... I can't do anything there, so I don't think I'd be any help, because if there is a battle, I'd have to run into the room.
Yeah. So as far as you've been told, Eddie came to you and is like, Quincy as Agdon convinced her that we're all his mercenaries hired and that the Darkling in here is being really fucking weird and might be betraying her. We don't know, but like, go along with it. So it's up to you to do that info what you like. You're perfectly fine to go into that room and do that whole thing if you like.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do a performance check and like saunter my way in and just
Okay.
kind of like make like a bow towards like long scarf and then and like a little like nod towards Bavlorna and then like make my way to the stairs.
Okay, so as Lawn Scarf has alluded, like I have some hidden mercenaries around here. We're fortifying the location to make sure that this one isn't doing anything too shifty. As she just says, "Get on with it," and Lucy and Abby kind of leave the room. You just kind of glide your way into the doorway in this very calm, very it's an intimidating presence, but one that's like straight to business as you just kind of appear out of the shadows almost, playing up that image of like a hidden assassin. And you just make a couple nods, one to Agdon to be like, we know what the score is, as you just kind of make eye contact with Charm and just make your way up the stairs. Did you want to say anything, or are you just kind of just doing eye contacts and going?
I would just say surveillance of the lower half of the cottage has been completed. No foul play currently.
Make
No
me a deception check. Jackie, make me a deception check.
Okay. I'm going to roll my other dice because apparently. Okay. Okay. Deception. Where's that? +3. 17.
17. All right. So you go past there and kind of nod to Agdon, basically saying like lower perimeter secured. We're gonna go check the rest of the cottage here, and you just keep going up the stairs. So good job there.
One of the better ones, obviously.
Very shifty.
And so we'll go over to Lucy over here.
Oh my gosh.
Looking up in this room over here. Let's see. What does Lucy see? All right, so as you open up this door here, you see that this room has 2 exits. Above each door, mounted on a wooden plaque, is a severed goblin head with its mouth agape. Other furnishings include a sideboard, 2 cupboards with doors made of wood-framed glass, and a large banquet table covered with plates of half-eaten food and a swarm of feasting flies. You notice a chandelier hangs above the table. Its tallow candles filling the room with dim, flickering light. 6 mismatched chairs flank the table, about 3 chairs per side. Just seems to be a dining room of sorts.
Okay. Can I go check the cupboards?
Yeah, sure. Make an investigation check.
Fantastic. 4.
4. So you go over to the cupboards and there's empty. There's nothing in there right now, unfortunately. Just discarded food and more flies just kind of fly out and kind of blah, blah.
Okay. Can I glance out the exits? Just a perimeter check.
And just to open up the doors and see what's on there? Sure. So as you kind of come in here, opening up this room here appears to be a balcony of some type.
Okay.
Kind of leads outside. And as you're about to walk over to this door here, Abby, was there anything that you wanted to do?
Yes, Evie wanted to be in there too with him.
Okay, so both of you in there together?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. And so to be in there, just look and watching the doors with him. But Ebby, because of the remembering the door from past, each time looking to see if there's any bees anywhere.
Bees. So yeah, you don't hear any bees in this wing of the house at all.
Okay.
Yeah. But going into this room here, so Ebby, as you kind of lead the charge with Lucy over here, and then we'll get to Moss after this.
Abby looks to Lucifer at this moment since they're like, you saw there was no shadow on that darkling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So as you open this door, it appears to be some type of hooch distillery. A contraption made of entangled copper tubes connects to a pot-bellied boiler and a dozen cylindrical containers, which in turn sprout even more tubes that feed into buckets. Barrels are clustered in the southeast corner, and a work table in one corner of the room has bits of copper and metalworking tools strewn across it. Light filters in through the green diamond-shaped panes of glass set into the window.
You like to drink?
I do indeed. Don't know what this stuff is, though.
Same.
Can we do an investigation on it?
Sure.
Yes.
So you can both of you roll investigation checks.
Okay. 11.
11.
6.
6. So you can see that the complex network of copper tubes takes up much of the room. There's 6 buckets. It's collecting like this stinking alcohol all together. The barrels all seem to be filled with this homemade brew, and they're heavy too. You like go over to them, kind of like lift them up a little bit. They're heavy as fuck, like super, super heavy. As you're kind of looking over the still's structural integrity, it looks like it's on the brink of failure. Like this thing does not look like it's gonna be working for very much longer. But yeah, it just looks very shoddily made.
Okay. Abby sees the door in the corner and heads over there just to give a listen again to see if he hears anything.
Through there, okay. So as you kind of make your way over there, wafting through the ethanol and stinking alcoholic smells, we are gonna go over to our friend Moss. So Moss, as you're up here a bit, I'm gonna open up a little extra wing here for you. Come on, you. Bam.
Above.
So Moss, as you go up the stairs here, you see a ball of light that bobs above the rafters, casting shadows over this room, in which the owner's messy habits are on full display. Rumpled and moldering rugs share floor space with food scraps, stacks of dirty dishes, and tipped over clay pots whose plants have long since died. A bed that occupies one corner of the room has a pile of straw in place of a mattress. In the opposite corner stands a squat chest of drawers with a watering can resting atop it. The only other furnishing of note is a stocky wooden chest with a sturdy iron padlock. It sits in another corner between 2 closed doors.
I would like to investigate the chest, and I have thieves' tools.
Okay. So as you go over to the chest of drawers here, it's not locked, so you can just kind of like open it. You notice as you kind of enter into this room as well, that ball of floating light, kind of near the 20-foot high ceiling, starts to drift down slowly as you enter into the room.
Okay, can I do an Arcana check on it?
Arcana or Nature?
Interesting.
Your choice.
Oh, they're both just 1. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's only 11.
11. You recognize this thing right away. It's a will-o-wisp. It is a illuminated, little tiny, chaotic, undead creature that kind of mimics almost like a radiant spirit that just kind of like floats around in various areas of the Feywild, and you can come across them in Faerun as well. They can be pretty violent, but this one is just like hanging around you sort of thing.
Okay. I think I want to kind of like hold a conversation with it as I'm kind of just looking around the room, not trying to increase any suspicion, but just kind of like, oh, hello there. This doesn't seem like your environment at all. Don't you like plants and outdoors? This seems quite clustered. Wouldn't you agree?
Just floats there.
I'm going to go over here. And I don't make any like effort to like shoo it away or anything. I just kind of like give it its space.
You want to go in the chest drawer still? Open it up?
Yes, and then eventually I want to go to that padlocked chest.
Okay. So as you go to the chest of drawers and just open it up, the chest contains folded dresses and other garments that Bavlorna has probably worn at some point. And they're all just been adjusted to fit her toadish form. They're all discolored from age and neglect. That's about it.
I want to look at this little sprite and see if it's getting angry. Cause don't they communicate through like color?
Not
like
so much
red when they're angry.
Nope, they're just kind of like a glowing globe of a glowing globe, a spherical, radiant sort of yellow light source that just kind of bobs around. They don't really change color or anything.
Okay. Then I'll just continue to give it its space, but I'm going to just kind of like make my way towards the padlocked chest and just kind of like ask it, do you know what this is? What's inside? I don't care if it responds. I just want it to know that I'm just kind of curious and not trying to just like break into stuff. Okay. I would like to try and open the chest with my thieves' tools.
Where at? Where's it at?
It's by the bed, isn't it? Right here. Right? No, that's a rug. I thought there was a chest. Oh, we're over here.
Yeah. Over there. So, as you go and you begin taking out thieves' tools and you start to pick the lock, the will-o-wisp goes, just starts vibrating and whoop, is going in for an attack the minute you start fucking around with the chest.
Okay. I prepared a reaction to dodge, technically, didn't I? Or does that...
That was before. Okay. So once you've kind of gone past that point of where the reaction would happen, it subsides.
So question.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's a flying thing, could I technically use a reaction to deflect missiles?
Unfortunately not. It's not an arrow. Okay. It's a creature, unfortunately. That's pertaining to like arrows and stuff like that. But yeah, I just was like looming around you and keeping close by, and as soon as you went over to the chest or to fuck with it sort of shakes violently and goes in and darts towards you. You see little wisps of electricity start coming off of its body.
Ooh, okay.
And it's going to make a shock attack on you.
Okay.
Kevin is going to just over the music ready to go like, do it.
I dare ya. 13.
Doesn't hit.
Okay, so it's gonna miss, and then as a bonus action, actually no, can't do that. So yeah, it just goes towards you and tries to dart it towards you, and the shocking radiancy starts to get pretty violent. You're like, Hwah! And your agility just does a backflip off of it, and you stand toe to toe with it. What do you want to do?
I don't want to make too much noise, but I do want. Frick!
You don't have any containers to capture it in, do you?
If I step away from the chest, will it subside, or now that I've tinkered with it, it's just angry at me?
Only one way to find out.
Woo!
Can I see any jars around?
There are not, unfortunately. It's all just broken plates and dirty dishes and discarded food up here.
Can I go towards the watering can then? To try and use it to capture it?
Okay. It's about as big as the watering can. Like you're looking at like a giant globe like this.
Okay. I broke character too soon before, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna step away from the chest. I don't know how far.
Okay.
I'll just be over here.
You just start to back away suddenly.
I'm just like, okay, so no touchy.
Yeah. So you start to back away from it, and this violent will-o-wisp that has like electricity coming off of its body. You start to back away, and it
Noted.
becomes calm and starts to float up in the
Yeah,
air.
there's something important in there. That's fine. I want to check out this door.
Okay. Going through that door over there. You sort of go grab the handle. Locked.
Got it. Okay.
I will ask you, actually, make me a history check.
Ooh, okay. Is that good? This one. Ah, that's a nat one.
Nope, nothing comes to mind for this thing. You try to jiggle the handle and it's locked. And
Okay.
can't get in there.
Okay, so I think as show of good faith, because I broke Princess Moss too quickly before and I don't want to risk it, I'm going to go back, unless I can't see any other doors besides this balcony.
You do notice that the keyhole in here could be used with thieves' tools, as before.
Okay, so I'm going to take out my thieves' tools and just kind of look at the wisp like, is this okay? And I'm going to start working on that lock.
All right. So as you kind of go over to this other door over there, you start to get your thieves' tools out. And you're just kind of looking at it as you're going closer to the door, and it just seems to be just hovering in place.
Got it.
You take your thieves' tools out, and you start trying to get this lock opened. Make me a dexterity dexterity check. So just D20, add your dexterity mod.
Ooh, that's good though. That's a 5. That's 18.
Not working so far.
Frick.
Dang.
Sit down.
Show of good faith. We're
You
doing
could.
performance.
You could always try to knock the door down.
Sage is like, you think the bad person's on the other side?
Okay, I'm just going to try and use my hind legs to bash the door down then.
Okay. Make me an athletics check.
Ah!
You have inspiration, right?
Let's hope that door is moldy as
I do,
well.
and I keep forgetting to use it. Another 13 plus 5, 18. Wait.
18.
Yes.
DC was 17.
No!
So as you try to get this thing on, go fucking go! You're just getting frustrated, not only at like your situation, but the fact that you're like having to lie and not be yourself, and fucking god damn it! Just one giant front kick with all of your might, kind of using your tail to balance you forward. You blow that fucking door wide open as the lock just snaps on the siding of the door as wood filters this whole fucking area. And you look inside, and this musty room looks like a miser's attic. Lying in tall heaps are discarded blankets, quilts, cushions, and clothing of all shapes and sizes. not to mention musical instruments, toys, dolls, jewelry boxes, flower vases, child-sized caskets, and broken furniture. Among the heaps of junk are a few oddities, including a stag's skull hanging on one wall, a white porcelain jar with chicken legs standing on a table, a fancy helmet placed on the faceless head of a wooden mannequin, and a 5-foot-long bronze statue of a giant frog squatting in a corner, its mouth agape and filled with impenetrable darkness. A weak croaking sound calls your attention to a tiny, shriveled figure lying on the floor as it's letting out one final gasp before dying.
I want to explore the room. I definitely want to like take down the stag head. But I want to investigate this gaping mouth of nothingness. This frog statue.
You want to investigate the frog statue?
Yeah, and like the little shriveled person in front of it.
And as you go over...
Is it the pixie?
You look over the shriveled figure on the ground. As you get closer, the shadow kind of reveals it to be one of Bavlorna's lornlings.
Oh.
And as you go to look at it, it goes... and points up and is struggling before it passes out and dies.
Did I look at where it was pointing?
Did you?
Yes.
I
was like, where to go?
And a shadow shape moves in the gloom as you look around, and a dark humanoid figure lurking along the junk starts to move as it clutches a large spool of thread in one hand as it lunges at you.
Fuck!
And it's there, everyone, that we gotta end the stream.
Ah! It's the squid!
It's the squid!
The shadow had a very similar form to that of the Darkling Elder that's currently in the room.
Oh.
With Bavlorna and a disguised Quincy.
So they
But
were suspicious!
we are gonna have to solve that at a later date, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us for one hell of a session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight here in the Darkling Twitch channel, Dicecream's Twitch channel. I want to thank the players once again for joining me tonight for another awesome time. I hope you guys had so much fun. Thank you all out there for supporting our shows here. We love you all. Thank you so much. Join us next week in 2 weeks' time. I think it'll be the last session before we go to D&D in a castle, if that lines up.
22nd.
Of that week. So we'll have one more session before we're off to Europe. But yeah, everyone, thank you so much for all of your support, for all of the crazy nerd things that we do here. Join us next Monday for a follow-up for Beyond the Realms D&D story. This is my homebrew story. It's in its last legs here. We're getting closing in on the final act. Make sure you're following not only myself on all socials, but everyone here on all the socials, Instagrams, and TikToks. They all do amazing work. And yeah, everyone, until next time, roll high, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.